being biased. It's the reality of it, right? And we're pushing these guys to be great. I know Pam and the group, they're very proud of this team. You know, since day one in spring training, we talk about them. You know, and I always said that Pam, Becca, you know, they're like the MVPs of this organization because, you know, they do care about the community. They do care about the Red Sox, and they want these kids to be part of it, but accommodate everything. You know, it's not like they're just pushing them to go out there. It's not mandatory. What you want to help? I want to help in this. What do you think about this? Oh, I'll do this. Yeah, and they pick and choose, and at the end, it's very gratifying to see a group of guys, you know, impacting the community the way this team has done it.
One of the fun things about the last week is watching, not just on the field with Abreu and Rafaela and Manu together. I loved how Valdez went up to Abreu after he hit the home run, after Wilger had made the misplay in the outfield. It looks like these guys, I mean, they're growing together and they really care about one another.
That's what it's all about. And you see what's going on the other side, right? All these young kids that they play together in the minor leagues, all of a sudden clicks, you know. And we've done it before here as an organization. You know, Jacoby, Pedroia, Jed Lowry back in the day, then Mookie, Jackie, Benny, Christian, all those guys, not a few years ago. And that's the goal here, right? We got to keep pushing this season to see what happens. And then, obviously, we'll take care of the future.
Rafael has been impressive. I mean, you pinch hit him the other night. He rips a double down the line. It seems like he's not really intimidated by any position you put him in. What have you thought of him, and how's the plan going to work trying to get him innings and at-bats from here to the end?
We'll find ways because, like I've been saying along, you know, they're not here just to get experience. You know, we got a job to do, and we know we're in a tough spot, but you know, I don't know, man. I grew up watching the 1996 Mariners, you know, and they did an amazing job. So all these kids, you know, they've been great. They've been contributing, right? Abreu in Houston, and Valdez was amazing against the Rays. And Rafaela, you know, with the energy and the athleticism, he can impact this team. And right now, you know, we're going to work him at second base, you know, a few times to see what happens and try to find him ways to get at bats. But he's a good athlete. He should be fine. And whenever we feel ready that he can he already played a few innings at second. But whenever we feel comfortable with the pivot at second base, we might play him there too.
He's right there right now as we sit here in the dugout. Is that what it is, Alex? Is it the double play that's the real complication? Because he's an athlete. He can play all over the place. Is that the thing that really will help him?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, we can say that it's easy, but it's not. You know, you got the base runner. He hasn't done it in a while. He played second base in the Dominican Summer League and then in the Gulf Coast League, you know, and but he hasn't played there in a while. So we got to be fair to the player. But if it's up to him, man, he'll catch tonight if he has to.
He's throwing the ball to the guy at first base who's played much better defensively. And you look at all these odds, whatever that's worth. It's Tristan and the guy in the other dugout, Gunnar Henderson, for the Rookie of the Year in the American League. What he's done this second half, Tristan, with the bat and now increasingly in the field. What has stood out to you the most?
Yes. The adjustments he's made, you know, and we really have a good coaching staff. And throughout the year, we've been talking to him, and he can be very stubborn in a good way, not in a bad way, with his routines and everything. And little by little, you know, we've been able to introduce him to different styles or ways of, you know, be better defensively, be better offensively, be a better base runner, you know. And I think he's clicked with the coaching staff. You see him now at first base, even in pre-games, you know, like he was missing a lot of ground balls early on, and we put him in a good spot, kind of like with his pre-pitch and moving him a little bit closer to first base so he can make plays. And so far, it's been great.
Is that part of what the next step for Rafi is? You watch him kind of pre-pitch compared to some other third basemen. Maybe it's just a little bit different. Is that what you guys are trying to impart to him? Maybe be ready a little earlier in a different way?
Just be consistent with it. I think he understands what he needs to do. He knows what he needs to do. He's just a little bit inconsistent with the pre-pitch. And then the other part of it, you know, and it's funny because as a player, usually when you struggle offensively, you took your bat to defense and you struggle. With him, when he struggles defensively, is the end of the quote-unquote the world for him, you know. So, you know, we just got to keep working with him mentally, him to understand that errors are part of the game. You know, they're part of the games. But as you know, he's been better to his left. He's been better coming in. Now we just have to be consistent, and if we do that, we're going to have a solid third baseman.
And lastly for you, Alex, our question of the week is from Brian at Nizio Painting in Barrington, Rhode Island. I know you don't ever give out the whole secrets, the keys to the kingdom, but yesterday, does the bullpen get reset? Are you stocked up a little bit better for this series with the Orioles?
I mean, what Pivetta and Javera did on Wednesday, they help everybody, and we're all in. We've been taking care of these guys for a while, right, for the last push, so they know it, we know it, and let's take care of business this weekend and then look around Sunday where we at.
I love it. Thanks, Alex. Good luck.
Thank you, Will.
Well, you heard that last question from Brian. Sherwin-Williams Pro Plus is an exclusive program with pro-level services designed to help you manage and grow your business. Unlock the pro advantage at swproplus.com today. Big thanks to Brian for the question there. As Alex Cora's club just trying to put together a little bit of offense. Haven't seen a whole lot of it over the last couple of weeks. They have some of the youngsters in there, and Manuel Valdez bats eighth tonight. Connor Wong doing the catching out of the 9 spot. Alex Verdugo, that's important, right back in there after a few days off from the turf in Tampa. Part of today's Red Sox batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers, New England's largest selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them at herbchambers.com. Also give a wave to the people on the Twitch chat. Hello there. You can watch the Red Sox pregame show on Twitch. To watch, go to twitch.tv/BostonWEEI. Brought to you by Subaru of New England. With so much to love, you don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. For complete details and to find your authorized Subaru retailer, visit SubaruofNewEngland.com. One more break, then we get you ready for the ball game. We got the Red Sox, we got the Orioles, we got your pitching matchup, we got your full lineups, and then we have first pitch live from Fenway Park. It's Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today and feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta. At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
This receiver trio is scary, and it does start with Scary Terry himself there. He's good, man, and I it's just, can we get normal quarterback play for this guy for once in his career? Because you're right. I mean, no shade to ODU's finest Taylor Heineke, but he was literally a backup quarterback in the XFL. And he's probably the best player that Washington has rolled out at quarterback in Terry's, career.
Subscribe to Reception Perception, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valeni every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener, I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v. Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At Six Flags Fright Fest, fear is all around you. Some fear the heights, some the frights. But everyone shares the fear of missing out. Join New England's largest and scariest event, Select Night, September 23rd through October 29th, with over 20 horrifying attractions, including 3 new scare zones. You can't escape Fright Fest at Six Flags, presented by Snickers, only here for a limited time. And nothing's scarier than that. Visit sixflags.com to purchase tickets.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination. And then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you. Around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise. For lives in drive.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Live from Fenway Park, it's the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today and feel comfortable about tomorrow. Cooper Boardman with you. Red Sox and Orioles beginning the first of three here tonight. You just heard the manager, Alex Cora. He gave us the keys to the game, brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry into the BMW Summer on Sales event and receive a credit of up to $2,000 on select models now through September. For more details, go to bmwcenters.com. Well, you heard it there moments ago, and really it is all about, for this team, just continuing to believe. You heard it from Alex Cora, the intensity in his voice, the feeling around this club, and the feeling in that clubhouse as well, that this is a team that can do it. And I think that's as good a key to the game as any. All right, we got a lot to do. We're going to do it now. Bet du jour brought to you by FanDuel. There are people on Lansdowne. We'll give them the bet. FanDuel is the official partner of Major League Baseball. I got two for you here. We will start. Really, the big one tonight is Rafi Devers, and we're going to give him the home run at plus 480. You know, I cashed a home run last week. We got the Adam Duvall homer, so that's a Rafi plus 480 bet du jour to homer tonight. I got a couple people looking at me, so go on the app. FanDuel, we'll put that in. Rafi Devers to homer again, plus 480 there. All right, let's get to the Subaru of New England scoreboard. The Mariners and the Rays have just gotten underway in Tampa. 6:40 start. Seattle won last night thanks to 6 scoreless by Luis Castillo. They are 3-4 in their last 7. Houston's taken over the division lead there. So again, every night it's just like another team is ahead and behind in the American League West. The other game that is important in terms of wild card prognostications for the Red Sox, Royals and Blue Jays, 7:07 start in Toronto. Opener for Kansas City, Yusei Kikuchi for the Blue Jays. Jays have won 3 straight series. Red Sox trying to win to keep pace with them. The late game that impacts the Red Sox tonight is the A's and the Rangers. Feels like every team that the Red Sox need to lose ends up playing the Oakland A's. 8:05 start in Arlington. Paul Blackburn for the A's. Jordan Montgomery, who's got a 3.60 ERA since joining the Rangers for Texas. Texas is out of a playoff spot this week for the first time since the month of April. And then just as we get rolling here tonight at Fenway Park, Yankees in the Bronx against the Brewers. 7:05 start. New York is 70-70, but here they come. They've won 8 of their last 10, 2 back of the Boston Red Sox. With so much to love, you don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. For complete details and to find your authorized Subaru retailer, visit SubaruofNewEngland.com. There is good injury news as well here for the Red Sox as we get set here for a Friday night between the Sox and the Orioles. And it's on the rehab front. Both Corey Kluber and Pablo Reyes going to go rehab assignments with AAA Worcester this weekend. Pablo Reyes is in the lineup tonight for the Woo Sox. He bats second. Corey Kluber was slated to start tonight. That's been pushed back a little bit, but he will start presumably over the weekend for the Woo Sox as he continues to make his return to the rotation with the inflammation in the arm. It's also part of our Friday Farm Report, sponsored by your New England Kubota tractor dealers. The versatile Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors are rated #1 in durability and owner experience. In Connecticut, it's R&S Rentals and Sales in Torrington, F&W Equipment in Orange, or Ruitt Sibley Equipment in Milford. Got two for you. Just some names to keep an eye on. The first is David Hamilton, who since going back down has hit like he's angry about it. In the month of September, an OPS well over 1,000. And then at the AA level, Roman Anthony, promoted in the last week at AA for the first time ever, hit his first home run in his third AA game. For tonight, it is the Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. Sox trying to begin a little bit of a win streak. They've lost 7 of their last 10. They are 5 games out of a playoff spot. And Alex Cora lines up like this with today's Red Sox batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers, New England's largest selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars. We help people buy them at herbchambers.com. Red Sox lineup begins with Alex Verdugo back in there after a few days off. The left hamstring injury. They gave him a few days, got him a chance to nurse it in Tampa, and he is back in the lineup and also back in the field, leading off and playing right field. Rafi Devers looking for that first home run since August the 20th, bats second. That was in New York. He's the third baseman. He's followed by the number 3 hitter, Justin Turner. He's the designated hitter, just 4 for 22 in the month of September. Tristan Casas, the hottest man in this lineup right now in the cleanup spot. The first baseman slashing .306, .405, .546 since the beginning of August. He bats fourth. Adam Duvall in the 5-hole. After such a wonderful stretch against the Astros last weekend, it hasn't been quite as good. 1 for 13 in Tampa, but he's in the 5 spot. He's one of a few right-hand hitters. He's the center fielder. Masataka Yoshida bats 6th. He's the left fielder. Trevor Story bats 7th as the shortstop, carrying a .505 OPS into the ballgame here tonight. And Manuel Valdez gets the start in the 8-hole. He's the second baseman. He has 5 hits in his last 4 games, homered in Tampa, and they have given him the mantle in some ways, especially against a right-hand starter in Kyle Bradish here tonight. Connor Wong rounds out the Red Sox lineup tonight. He's the catcher, had the RBI triple the other night at the Trop. And he and his the other side of the battery for Tanner Houck here tonight. Again, today's Red Sox batting order is brought to you by Herb Chambers. Before we go further, and first pitch is moments away, let's take 10 seconds and pause for station identification along the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Cooper Boardman here with you. Red Sox and Orioles moments away here tonight at Fenway Park. Big 3-game set, big 2-week stretch. Alex Cora said it. It is right there in front of them, and that momentum, if that ball's going to get rolling down the hill, it will be tonight with Tanner Houck on the mound, opposed by Kyle Bradish. Big thanks to Joe Braverman back inside our flagship studios. Huge thanks to Zeke here in the Ford Clubhouse studios. Cooper Boardman saying so long. When we come back, it will be Will Fleming. It will be Rich Keefe. It will be the Red Sox and the Orioles. It's been the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. When we come back, the Red Sox are in action. The Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Proudly brought to you by Mass Mutual. Mass Mutual. Insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
This is Upper Hand Fantasy.
What about J.K. Dobbins? I think he's going to be the breakout running back of 2023. I love the fact that he's a year removed from a bad injury. I love his price at the 4-5 turn. I'm happy with him as my RB2, but I do think he has RB1 upside, man. I think he is a dark horse candidate to lead the league in rushing. I think he has the talent. He has a great offensive line. He's averaging 5.9 yards per carry so far over his career.
Upper Hand Fantasy, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valeni every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that's sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener, I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship and is now accessible through Tax Help USA. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. For this free information, call 800-948-9401. 800-948-9401. That's 800-948-9401.
It's time to turn up your summertime fun with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. So whether you're camping, fishing, or at the beach with friends, don't forget to fill your cooler with those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
School on! Save on!
Back to school is on, and Staples has great prices on everything you need for your best year yet. Save on headphones and laptops. Save on notebooks, pens, and all the essentials. Priced low and still in stock. And right now at Staples, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each. Plus, select notebooks are just 35 cents each. School on, save on at Staples, where school savings are always in session. Ends 9/16. In-store only. Limit 30.
Gresh and Fourier, weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. This is...
And the Boston Red Sox are the world champions.
Red Sox Baseball.
And it is good! And Boston strong!
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
For the first time in 86 years.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh. Catches Law Group, New England's injury law pros at catcheslaw.com.
And it's gone!
Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Mass Mutual. Insurance, planning, investments. Sponsored by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Shop NissanUSA.com. Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipeline.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Big Y World-Class Market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y. Buy cars for kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
Looking up, grand slam!
By Mike's Amazing, the official mayonnaise of the Boston Red Sox. Ford Trucks, official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
We're going to drive to left field. There are a couple runs. Way gone.
Arbella, here for good. And by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Long gone into the monster seats.
Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Holy cow!
Sponsored by Sherwin-Williams. Savings and support start day one. Unlock the Pro Advantage at swproplus.com today. Sponsored by Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Rich Keefe.
On a hot and muggy September Friday night from Fenway Park. In the hub of the universe, the Boston Red Sox are back on the radio tonight. The Red Sox, for the first time since late April, see the American League's best team. Yes, the Baltimore Orioles, with the second best record in all of baseball, come in flying high. The O's have won 5 straight. They've won 6 straight series, and they are poised to be the #1 overall seed in the American League. And they've got a blend of young and old, and the O's have got it all going here in 2023. Tonight, Tanner Houck takes the ball. The Red Sox do have their pitchers set up for this pivotal 3-game series against the O's. Houck on the other side, one of the unknown great starting pitchers in the sport, the right-hander Kyle Bradish. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. Will Fleming, thrilled to be joined by Rich Keefe for this Friday night affair. And Rich, there are a lot of Orioles fans inside Fenway Park tonight. We just saw and heard the signature O during the anthem. So I think a lot of people have come up I-95 looking to celebrate these Orioles at Fenway Park. And for Baltimore this season, there's been a lot to celebrate.
Yeah, it's still odd to look over at the left field scoreboard and see the AL East standings and Baltimore firmly at the top. 88-51, as you said, best record in the American League, and a daunting 16.5 games better than the Red Sox. We've been so focused on the wild card race, you forget about just how good Baltimore has been this year. And as you said, they got some really good young players who could be a problem in this division for a really long time.
One of those, Gunnar Henderson. Adley Rutschman will lead off for the Orioles. The Red Sox get Alex Verdugo back in the lineup. He's going to lead off for Alex Cora tonight. Andy Fox and Brandon Hyde at the home plate area, exchanging the lineup cards. It's Childhood Cancer Awareness Night, a very moving ceremony on the field pregame. A lot of young people with their parents made the formation of a yellow ribbon out in center field, always moving, and I thought very, very cool of the fans here at Fenway Park to give them as rousing a welcome as they did. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Jimmy Fund, which WEI presented the big check to the Red Sox before the ball game tonight. We'll have some sponsors. We'll have some fun here at Fenway. But before we get going, Rich, how about tonight's starting lineups?
Yeah, time for the Morgan & Morgan starting lineups, brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. Let's start with the visiting Orioles. Adley Rutschman, the catcher, the all-star catcher, will lead off. He's also one of the big personalities in the game as well. Gunnar Henderson, who will probably win the Rookie of the Year in the American League. He's at short, batting second. Anthony Santander, one of the Red Sox killers, 27 home runs on the season for Santander. He is hitting third. Ryan O'Hearn is the DH, batting fourth. Ryan Mountcastle is at first base, batting fifth. Cedric Mullins in center field. He bats sixth. He also has a chance to flash the leather a little bit out there in center field as well. Austin Hayes, the all-star in left field, bats seventh, followed by Adam Frazier at second base. And Ramon Urias, the brother of Luis, is at third base, batting ninth. And Kyle Bradish, despite what he did earlier in the year against the Red Sox, he is a really, really good pitcher. He is 10-6 with a 3.03 ERA. Has really come on strong after April. He's going to face a Red Sox lineup with Alex Verdugo in right field leading off, followed by Rafael Devers at third base. Justin Turner, the DH, who also caught the ceremonial first pitch from Milan Lucic tonight, then try to challenge him to a fight. But he will be batting third. Tristan Casas, who is as hot as anybody in baseball, really once again is at first base batting fourth. Adam Duvall in center field bats fifth. Masataka Yoshida is in left. Trevor Story, who has made some great plays in the field since his return, still looking for it at the plate. He's at short batting seventh. And Manuel Valdez is at second base batting eighth. And Connor Wong behind the plate bats ninth. And he will be catching Tanner Houck, who comes into this one 4-8 with a 5.07 ERA. We've seen him make a couple of starts since returning from the IL after the facial fracture, one of the craziest plays of the season for the Red Sox. But he has been back, and once again, a story for the Red Sox is going to be just how many innings they get out of their starting rotation. Well, it has not been good. This lineup has been more than good enough for to be closer to the wild card race, but the starting pitching has let them down time and time again. Tanner Houck just threw his last warm-up pitch, and for the play-by-play of tonight's game, here's Will Fleming.
Hey, thanks so much, Rich. Expertly done. Great to be with you. 81 degrees, feels like 100, so much humidity. Time and temp is brought to you by Window Nation. Protect and increase the value of your home today. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. Tanner has been great in this kind of a spot for the Red Sox, has a real sense for the big moment, and it's one of those right here. The Red Sox, with now 22 games remaining in this season, 5 out of the third wild card, and here comes one of the game's young stars. Adley Rutschman, the switch-hitting catcher, who in the first series of the year, right here at Fenway Park, just killed the Red Sox. Boston did take 2 of 3. Houck winds, he throws, and Rutschman takes a first pitch strike on the outside corner. Sinking fastball from Tanner, underway, right on schedule, 7-12. Houck, the overhead wind to the 0-1 to Henderson, is a little bit outside, a fastball at 93. And it's 1-1. As Rich told you, innings have been a little bit of an issue for Tanner since coming back in the month of August. Last time, 5 innings, 4 runs in Kansas City. He did get the win that day. The 1-1, swing and a miss. He elevated a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and he blew it by Rutschman 1-2. Rutschman 272 with 17 homers and 67 driven in, but he is an on-base machine. 368 on base. He's been on base 218 times this season. Here's the 1-2, and it is fouled off on the third base side. Tanner throws his first slider out of play, and it's 1-2.
And Rutschman put on a show at the Home Run Derby as well, hitting from both sides of the plate. And just shows you the athleticism, how many catchers lead off for their team as well.
Loaded with young talent are these O's, and there's more on the way. 1-2 to Adley. The pitch is a check swing. Did he go? No, according to the third base umpire this evening, Eric Bacchus. Mike Esterbrook calls the balls and strikes. Andy Fletcher is at first. And Laz Diaz is not at second base. That is Laz over at third. Here's the 2-2, and that is down and in. It is amazing how often, first game of a series, the alignment of the umpires is not properly noted, but as it is, Laz is down there at third. We'll confirm whether that is Mike Esterbrook behind the plate. Now it's 3-2 to Rutschman. The pitch is fouled off, and this is part of what makes him so special. He's behind 0-2, and now Houck's throwing at least 8 pitches to Rutschman, and he'll do it again, 3-2.
Yeah, we just talked about how it's been a struggle for Red Sox starters, Houck, and others to go deep into games, and an 8-pitch first at bat is not ideal.
Gunnar Henderson out on deck. Casas and Valdez on the right side of the infield. The 3-2 is outside. He walked him. Amazing. Another great plate appearance from Adley Rutschman, who is aboard yet again. A leadoff walk, inauspicious beginning for Houck. And here comes the man vying with Casas for the Rookie of the Year award, Gunnar Henderson. He has just been spectacular. Very similar offensive numbers to Tristan. 251 hitter, that's less than Casas, but 23 homers and 70 driven in. Left-handed hitter with a ton of power, and Houck throws a strike, sinking fastball in the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Rutschman is not a real threat to run. He's having a chat over at first base with Casas. Trevor Story, the shortstop. Devers in on the grass at third. Connor Wong catches Houck, who sets up on the first base side of the rubber. The 0-1 is a chopper foul outside of first. Houck watches Casas do what he so often does, even on a foul ball. Tristan touches the bag and sort of mimes spinning and turning that reverse double play. He is never dull, Casas. Adam Duvall shaded towards right. He's the center fielder with Verdugo back in right. That's encouraging. And Yoshida in left. The muggiest night of the year by far.
Oh, that's gross.
Feels like Atlanta tonight. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Great slider in under the hands, and that's a big pitch for Tanner Houck. After the walk of Rutschman, one down, he gets Gunnar Henderson, but doesn't get any easier because here's Anthony Santander.
Yeah, their lineup is relentless, and it's not filled with MVP candidates, right? Like, they get you top to bottom. They have a lot of really steady guys. And, yeah, it doesn't. This is one of the Red Sox killers, too. Santander has just owned the Red Sox.
13 homers in 52 games against the Red Sox. He thrives especially here at Fenway. The pitch to him, swing and a miss. That was a great slider. Tanner's got a feel for that pitch early. 0-1. Arbella Insurance Foundation is dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Sox pitcher, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. Santander, 27 homers, 82 driven in. 0-1 is just outside. Tanner went with a cutter for the first time. It missed, and it's 1-1.
And he is the team leader in home runs. They only have two guys over 20 home runs on the season. Again, it's much more of a balanced attack. 8 of the starters in double-digit home runs.
1-1. Here's the pitch. That is a little bit outside. It is Mike Estabrook behind the plate. Laz is at third. Still thinking about that pitch from Nate Eovaldi that he missed in the game with the Houston Astros, Game 4, right here at Fenway Park. And a different story and series that could have been. 2-1 to Santander. Double play depth behind Houck. Here's the pitch. And it is a ball. It was awkwardly caught there by Connor Wong. It looked like might have caught some of the plate, but called a ball, and it's 3-1.
And this is also the, hey, there are no shifts, but we're going to put on the shift. This is as close to a shift as you can have in today's game.
Yeah, Story is by a millimeter on the third base side of second. The 3-1 is ripped foul down the left field line. And it's 3-2. I think for the last couple of years, Red Sox fans have come to know what most of baseball does, and that is this guy Santander is a bona fide monster. I mean, Rule 5 pickup, and what a star he's become for the Orioles. And what Rich is talking about, the Orioles have been great in close games. They've had so many come from behind wins, 44 of those, which is just amazing. They find a lot of different ways to win. 25-12 in one-run games.
Yeah, not in the top half in the majors in home runs, which is rare to see a team that is this good.
It is grind you out. 3-2 is on the ground to the second baseman Valdez, and into right field. That's a base hit. Rutschman stops at second as Verdugo comes up throwing off the glove of Story. Seen a little too much of that this year, but as it is, first and second, another good AB by Santander. Interestingly, they were playing to pull, but because Valdez wanted to keep the possibility of the double play alive, he was shaded toward the second base bag a little bit. Valdez does not have great range, and Santander found the hole. So here we go, 2-1. Still only one out for Ryan O'Hearn.
Well, how often does a leadoff walk come back to bite you, whether you're a reliever or a starter? It doesn't really matter. And great at bat by Rutschman to start the game, and now they got something cooking.
And he's thrown 17 pitches, has Houck. From the belt, he throws, and O'Hearn drives one into center field. Over to his right is Duvall. He will get there on the run to make the play. Ryan O'Hearn is sort of a microcosm of all that's gone well for the Orioles. Kind of a scrap heap addition from the Kansas City Royals, and tonight he's hitting cleanup at Fenway Park, and he's been great.
It is funny, every year when you're watching ALCS, NLCS, or the World Series, there's always a player or two that you're saying, how are they hitting third, fourth, fifth for a team that is contending? And the Orioles certainly check that box with O'Hearn.
It's sort of like Jorge Soler the other year with the Atlanta Braves when he won the World Series MVP. You're right about that. House got some new shoes on today. Almost looked like Jackson Pollock painted on these Nike high tops. Blue and red, it looks like. He was named the Roberto Clemente Award nominee earlier today, and that is so well deserved. Here's the pitch to Ryan Mountcastle, another Red Sox killer. He takes a sinker for a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Just underway at Fenway. No score, but the Orioles threatening. 2-1 with 2 out for Mountcastle, who's hit 18 homers, driven in 67. Pitch is popped up behind home plate. Will the ballpark hold it? Wong takes the mask off, runs into the batter, so I think he'll be out no matter what. Wong caught the ball anyway, and the inning is over. That would have been interference on Mountcastle, but Connor hauled it in as it is. We'll tell you about Tanner Houck, all the great stuff he does to earn that Clemente nomination as we go along. Nice job pitching out of a jam for the O's. Verdugo, Devers, and Turner against Bradish when we return on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
At Six Flags Fright Fest, fear is all around you. Some fear the heights, some the frights. But everyone shares the fear of missing out. Join New England's largest and scariest event, Select Night, September 23rd through October 29th, with over 20 horrifying attractions, including 3 new scare zones. You can't escape Fright Fest at Six Flags, presented by Snickers, only here for a limited time. And nothing scarier than that. Visit sixflags.com to purchase tickets.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valeni every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener, I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v. Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to the Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now, back to the play-by-play action.
Alex Verdugo returns to the lineup for the Red Sox. Missed all the Tampa Bay series. He leads it off in the Herb Chambers batting order against Kyle Bradish, who's really emerged as Doogie takes a fastball outside. 4-1. Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers, Toyota of Auburn and Toyota of Boston. This 6'3" right-hander, whom the Red Sox have hammered, has been on an incredible roll. Big and tall, he sets at the belt and he throws. Verdugo fouls one off down the third base line. It's 1-1. Since the All-Star break last year, this guy, Kyle Bradish, has the 6th best ERA in baseball, which comes out of nowhere. The Red Sox pummeled him here earlier this season, but overall the number is just brilliant. Here's a 1-1 to Verdugo that is outside to him. Try to slider. That's his forte. Slider, curveball. Got 2 great breaking pitches. He added a sinker this year, which has really helped him. Something that goes away from lefties and into righties, unlike the slider and curveball. 2-1 to Alex. The pitch is a little outside. That looked like a strike. I think Mike Estabrook did Verdugo a favor, and it's 3-1.
Yeah, we're talking about how the lineup doesn't really have any MVPs. The rotation doesn't have any real Cy Young candidates, and yet guys like Bradish are putting in great seasons.
They really are. 3-1 to Verdugo. The pitch is outside. That was called a strike, and that's the total makeup.
Just reverse those.
That's ridiculous. Alex will call for time. Now, I mean, the baseball gods would say that that is fair, but the first one was definitely a strike. This was 4 inches off the plate.
Yeah.
So 3-2. 10-6 with a 3.03 ERA is Bradish. 139 innings and only 39 walks. He is a real strike thrower. 3-2 to Verdugo. Here's the pitch. And that's grounded on the right side. The first baseman, Mountcastle, yields to Frazier, who flips to the covering pitcher. And Verdugo is gone. So one down, and here comes Raffy. Bradish is a big guy, 6'3", 215 pounds. He has a four-seam fastball that touches 95, but it gets hit pretty hard. It's the sinker, the occasional changeup, the slider, and the curve that have made him so effective. But against the Red Sox, it's been an absolute nightmare. 7 starts, including this one tonight, and the Red Sox have just owned him, including 7 runs over 2 1/3 at Camden Yards on the 25th day of April. Raffy takes a fastball outside, and it's 1-0. Devers is 6 for 13 against this pitcher. He is in a real funk offensively as Devers, but he did have a great batting practice today. 1-0, misses outside. He was just peppering the Green Monster, which, Rich, is always a sign that big things are coming.
I feel like that always happens. Anytime there's a big hitting lefty for the Red Sox who's in a little bit of a slump, it's like, are they going to actually be patient, go the other way, use the wall, and hopefully Devers is doing that.
2 balls and no strikes to Raffy. Here's the pitch, and it's lined into center field, hit well, back in at Mullins. At the warning track, he will get there and make the play, but an encouraging, loud swing from Devers. Mullins runs it down, 2 down, and here comes Justin Turner into the Safelite Auto Glass part of the order for every homer by Red Sox batters 3 through 6. Safelite donates $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Raffy still looks a little ticked off, stuck on 29 homers. Here comes Justin Turner. 22 bombs, 91 driven in for JT. He hits with 2 down, and the base is empty in this first inning. Bradish is ready. He throws, and JT takes a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Just had a shot on the NESN telecast of his shoes, of Houck's shoes.
Well, the new shoe night.
Yeah, it's for the childhood cancer
they
awareness.
Look great.
And all these guys are so great in the community. They really are. 0-1 to Turner. It's outside. He's got his own foundation. Justin does. Turner, as Houck works with so many young kids through his wonderful foundation that helps families adopt children. All the Red Sox got the spikes on with drawings on them. They're awesome. Here's the 1-1, and that is strike on the outside corner. It's almost like we need to find out. It almost like the kids drew these things on the Red Sox players' shoes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That definitely looks like the case. I'm sure they'll be showing more of them as the night goes on, but yeah, they look great.
2 down, bases empty. 1-2 to Turner. Scoreless game at Fenway. Pitch is outside. Justin does check his swing. Milan Lucic was here. He threw out the first pitch. Turner caught it. He's a huge hockey fan. And then he ran halfway to the mound and squared up.
Squared up. Right, dropped the gloves. Ready to go with Luch. Just not a great idea for anybody.
No, I got Milan in that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Casas on deck. The pitch is fouled off. Turner is a lot like Adley Rutschman. It doesn't matter to him whether he's in a 2-strike count. He will fight and claw. Bradish has thrown 14 pitches. Red Sox 5 games back with 22 to go. We will monitor the scoreboard. The Mariners are in Tampa Bay. Here's the 2-2, and Turner strikes out swinging on a curveball in the dirt. Rutschman gloves it out of the dirt, throws to first, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for the Sox. We go to the second. Houck back to work. Scoreless after 1 on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
This is Upper Hand Fantasy.
What about J.K. Dobbins? I think he's going to be the breakout running back of 2023. I love the fact that he's a year removed from a bad injury. I love his price at the 4-5 turn. I'm happy with him as my RB2, but I do think he has RB1 upside, man. I think he is a dark horse candidate to lead the league in rushing. I think he has the talent. He has a great offensive line. He's averaging 5.9 yards per carry so far over his career.
Upper Hand Fantasy, available on the Odyssey app. app or wherever you get your podcast.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Hi, it's Tanner Houck. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
Tanner himself is back on the mound for the top of the second. Darkening skies. It's still crazy to me that it's that time of year again. We're in the second inning under pitch black skies. Fowler is here as Cedric Mullins, left-handed hitter, digs in against Tanner, whose first pitch is swung on and missed. Good splitter. First of those he's thrown, and it's 0-1. Special guest here in the top of the second, Charles Savicki, Senior Director of Corporate Initiatives at Boston Children's Hospital Trust. Charles, great to have you.
Well, it's wonderful to be here, and thank you for taking the time to talk about Boston Children's and Shaw's and Star Market.
Well, we're happy to do that. Shaw's, of course, has been such a long-time, wonderful partner for us as Mullins fouls a sinker off down the first base side. It's 0-2. Well, you were on the field before the game. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. There was some big-time dollars changing hands. Here's the 0-2 pitch as Mullins fouls it off. Tell us about the check presentation on the field before the game.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. It was a very big check. It was for $1.3 million, and that money was raised through the Give a Smile campaign through Shaw's and Star Market's generous customers, vendors, and associates during the campaign that they ran this summer.
Just an amazing job to help out so many people as Tanner nods yes to Connor Wong. 0-2 to Cedric Mullins leading off the second inning, and actually the two of them a little disagreement. Now Tanner throws an 0-2, and it is fouled off the end of the bat. So now it stays 0-2, and this is not the first time. You've got a long-standing relationship with Shaw's and Star Market.
It certainly has been long-standing. It's we've been doing this with Shaw's and Star Market since 2015. They are super dedicated to their local communities and nonprofits. Boston Children's being just one of many.
0-2 is strike three call. Backdoor slider, beautiful. There for Cedric Mullins. He's gone. Tanner has his second strikeout. And there's one away. It's, of course, fitting, Charles, because before the game, really moving presentation on the field for childhood cancer awareness. And can you tell us, all the generosity of customers and Shaw's and Star Market, where some of this money goes for Boston Children's?
Well, it goes to our Every Child Fund, which quite literally fills the hospital's areas of greatest need.
Here's the first pitch to Austin Hayes, and that's a strike on the outside corner. Greatest need throughout the hospital. I'm sure that covers a lot of areas.
Well, yeah, it spans from everything from child life services and play therapy to our Center for Families to research.
0-1. That pitch misses outside. 1-1. I mean, we hear so often through all the things that we do throughout the season, Charles, about so many families, not just in our region, who are lucky enough to live with the greatest hospitals and doctors in the world. The 1-1 is skied into right field. Verdugo to his right. He'll get there to make the play. To be two down, but people come from all over the country and the world to get care at your hospital.
You're absolutely right. Over 120 countries worldwide, and also every state in the U.S. We have patients coming, families coming. In some cases, we are the hospital of last resort, and because of the cutting-edge research and so many of the historical firsts that have taken place, innovations in medicine, there are things happening here at Boston Children's, in a lot of cases for the first time. It's just truly a place of innovation and has been for a very long time.
It's one of those things. I'm a father of two young kids. I never want to walk through your doors, but if I had to, you're just so fortunate to have that resource available.
Well, first of all, congratulations on your growing family there, and yes, we're very lucky to have this hospital where we do, because families do come from so far.
1-0 is a strike on the inside corner. You were not alone on the field. This was a real team effort to get this initiative going.
It certainly was. I was in really great company. Teresa Eddington, she's with Shaw's and Star Market, their foundation, public affairs. She has really championed this program throughout its history. Tremendous successes.
1-1 pitch misses outside. Charles is a pro. He pauses for pitches.
I don't know. It's like he's been doing games. It's fantastic.
Well, no, we appreciate the opportunity. I also have to mention, just down the street here, the Star Market here in Fenway.
2-1 pitch is fouled off.
they had some incredible fundraising. And Samantha Jimenez, she runs that store over there. That one store just down the street, it's a little bit out of home run range, but it's pretty close. And they raised over $32,000 in just 5 weeks from customers and associates. So just commendable efforts. I also have to call out another rock star, Cassidy Coffrin. She's a champion for the Southeastern Mass and Cape districts, and her district itself raised over $212,000 during this campaign.
Beautiful. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He struck him out. Well, it's a wonderful partnership with Shaw's and Star Market. We thank you for all the work you and your hospital do. It's an honor to have you on. Thanks, Charles.
Feelings mutual. Thank you for all you do.
All right, our pleasure. We go to the bottom of the second. Good inning for Houck. No score. Sox and O's in the Shaw's and Star Market, fittingly, Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
As all parents know, the back-to-school season can be hard. But thanks to Instacart, shopping for lunches your kids won't want to trade just got a whole lot easier. Right now, Instacart is offering $50 off an Instacart Plus membership, which gets you unlimited free delivery all school year long. First day of soccer practice snacks? Free delivery. Last-minute bake sale? Free delivery. So go to instacart.com/plus to get your membership while supplies last. Plan renews at $99 a year. Terms apply.
This receiver trio is scary, and it does start with Scary Terry himself there. He's good, man, and I it's just, can we get normal quarterback play for this guy for once in his career? Because you're right. I mean, no shade to ODU's finest Taylor Heineke, but he was literally a backup quarterback in the XFL. And he's probably the best player that Washington has rolled out at quarterback in Terry's, career.
Subscribe to Reception Perception, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valeni every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that's sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener, I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jones and Mego, weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Tristan Casas to lead it off in the second. He takes the first pitch from Kyle Bradish. That looked a lot like a strike, was not called one, and it's 1-0.
It's going to be one of those nights, it looks like.
Larry Vanover in the ballgame we had the other day missed 29 pitches, and yet even he, not worse than Angel Hernandez. The 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
I've been very pro robot umps for a long time. I am a little worried about the whole AI thing maybe taking over, but at least for baseball, I think it would be a good fix.
I think we're really trending towards this challenge system, which they've had in AAA. I think that's the better way to go. 1-1 is lined down the left field line, but foul. Tristan's been so dialed in at the plate. He got a curveball there a little late, and it's 1-2.
Because if you did have robots, you would take away the managers running out and arguing with them. Although I guess they still could. It would, be a whole different situation. I'm sure Aaron Boone would still go after the robots.
He'd find a way 7 or 8 times a year. It's a great story of Frank Viola. The first time they tried that out in the minor leagues, Frank argued with the umpire, who was just literally pressing the button as submitted to him by the computer. And he said, well, you're goodbye. Yeah. You're out of here. Go kill the computer. 1-2 to Casas. 23 homers. The pitch is inside. Slider, and it's 2-2. I like it because I do want the human element in sports. Like, I think we've gone too far in replay and review and some of these other areas. But that way, egregious misses are corrected. 2-2 to Casas. Here's the pitch. He fouls it off. You got a sinking fastball. 97. That's some giddy up there from Bradish, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, but the name of the game is getting all the calls right in every one of the sports, and we have all this technology to get it right and do it quickly, and yet it seems like everybody is still trying to figure out the best way to get it done.
Tristan's got some new kicks on tonight.
Oh.
And now, did he just get hit with strike 3? Wow.
Yeah.
I think Tristan believes he asked for time, and now Mike Esterbrook will correct it. He did not remember, maybe, and so the violation is not actually executed.
Oh,
and now here comes Brandon Hyde.
Yeah, he's going to come out and talk about it.
Mike is basically going to say, I forgot. He called for time.
Maybe it's the humidity. I'm not sure what it is, but so far we're only in the bottom of the second inning. We've had several ball strikes that were questionable, and now this one.
Brandon Hyde seems mollified.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 Casas. In baseball, we've been a little better about this year. To me, there are 2 things that I'd like improved upon in replay as Casas. Yeah, it's ready to get back in. No score, bottom 2. Hot and muggy and dark at Fenway here at 7:40 p.m. That's a little sad. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Down and in. In fact, this is a combo you just don't often have in this city, in this ballpark. This kind of heat, this early in a game, and dark skies overhead.
How about a 3-day heat wave in September? I think it hit 100 yesterday. Today we had the crazy thunderstorm for a little bit.
We're not complaining because for the first 4 months of the year, every Friday Fenway night was rain.
True.
3-2 to Tristan. Here's the pitch, and Casas takes a strike. That was not a strike.
Not a strike at all.
Awful call from Mike Esterbrook, and this is the first time all year Casas is going to ask him. He's holding his jersey over his mouth, and he had some words for Mike Esterbrook, who already is having a rough night.
Yeah, real rough night. You just hope it doesn't end up deciding the game, and it's only a matter of time until we find that out. But Casas, too, is so locked in right now. You know, he is seeing the ball so well that he's got a 13-game hitting streak going. He's feeling comfortable at the plate, and that's just a bad call.
Here's Adam Duvall, who has hit a little cool spot after the home run tear. He takes strike 1 with a slider on the inside corner, 0-1. Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers, Porsche Boston, and Porsche Burlington. Those 3-2 pitches that go the other way are the ones that drive Alex Cora and Pete Fatsi, the Sox hitting coach, absolutely bonkers. The 0-1 is high. I mean, it's the entire process that they preach, which is don't expand the strike zone. Have that feel. Work counts, and you do, and you get punished for it. 1-1 to Duvall. 19 homers in 76 games. The 1-1 is right there. Fastball at the top of the zone, and it's 1-2.
And that's tough for Casas, too, because remember at the beginning of the year, there was times where he was taking too many pitches, especially early in counts. And so now that was the right time to take. He should be standing on first base, and now he's got to be in his own head saying, I guess I got to open up the zone a little bit.
Changes the whole inning. 1-2 to Duvall. The pitch is fouled straight back at him. Had to expand there in a 2-strike count. He did. He fouled it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Of course, Duvall's hot start to the beginning of the season feels like forever ago, but that included a series against the Orioles where he was on fire. He was AL Player of the Week, and then the next thing you know, he's on the shelf for a long time.
Remember one of the memorable moments of the entire season, a walk-off 3-run homer right here. 1-2 is chopped foul on the third base side. That was after Ryan McKenna dropped a routine fly ball in left field, and the next hitter, Duvall, launched a 3-run bomb. For Adam, 78th game tonight. What would his numbers look like in a full season? 19 homers and 52 driven in now. I guess Duvall called time. Mike Esterbrook has his hand held high, and Adam steps out. Fenway has filled in very nicely on a Friday night. I think it's basically a capacity crowd. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. A slider way outside and in the dirt. 3 straight strikeouts. And with 2 down, here comes Masataka Yoshida.
Time now for the Subaru of New England scoreboard. With so much to love, you don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. For complete details and to find your authorized Subaru retailer, visit SubaruofNewEngland.com. One final from this afternoon. Zach Gallen with a complete game 3-hit shutout as the Diamondbacks get a 1-0 win over the Cubs in a huge game for the NL wildcard race.
Look at you, just getting right into the scoreboard seamlessly. Yoshida takes down an in-ball one.
As for some of the games that matter more to the Red Sox, Mariners lead the Rays 3-2 in the third. The Blue Jays are scoreless with the Royals in the second. Rangers taking on the Athletics later on tonight.
Texas has lost 3 in a row and 7 of 10. They are no longer in a wild card spot. The 1-0 is on the ground to the second baseman, Frazier. Routine play, throws to first. Inning over, 6 up, 6 down with a little help from Mike Estabrook. We go to the third, scoreless on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Hey, it's Fourier. When it comes to heating and cooling installation and repair, as well as home oil heating delivery, you can always depend on McFarland. And if you're an HVAC tech looking for a more satisfying career, McFarland Energy is now hiring HVAC techs for Greater Boston, the North Shore, and the Cape. McFarland provides cutting-edge training and is constantly growing. Lots of upside for good HVAC techs. Learn about McFarland's career opportunities and home heating and cooling solutions at McFarlandEnergy.com.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Tanner Houck back to work against Ramon Urias, one of the Urias brothers in town tonight. Luis in the Sox dugout. The pitch to Ramon is a chopper to the third base side, and it is a fair ball. Raffy picks it up just in front of the bag. His only hope was to hope it trundled foul. It did not. Devers caught it in front of the bag, and it is a fair ball and an infield hit for Ramon Urias.
Yeah, that was a tough spot for Devers. I didn't know if he had one more bounce to maybe take a look at it and it would have gone foul. Looked like it was about to go foul. He stuck his glove right in front of the bag, and that might have led to the single.
Such a hard play to judge because it might go right over the bag, and then you're talking about a runner at second. And it was just a ground ball with eyes. Here now is Adley Rutschman, who worked a 9-pitch walk to begin the ball game. Leadoff man aboard for the second time tonight. Houck throws his 35th pitch, and it is a little outside, a slider. And it's 1-0. Rutschman is just a remarkable player. Oregon State star. O's took him number 1 overall. And he has blossomed. The 1-0. That's a ground ball to second. Should be a double play. Valdez to second for one. Story's throw in plenty of time. 4-6-3. Pretty good there from Valdez. I mean, it's tailor-made, but given some of the issues in the past, that was smooth, and they're 2 down.
Not taking anything for granted here when it comes to the Red Sox defense. So after a questionable play by Devers to start the inning, he gets bailed out immediately after that with a nice double play, and certainly makes things a lot easier for Tanner Houck.
And again, we will bang this drum all night. Like, he needs to be efficient. He needs to keep the pitch count down. That will certainly help. Here's Gunnar Henderson, one of the game's young stars. Swings at a slider, fouls it back, and it's 0-1.
Here's the injury report presented by Catches Law Group, New England's personal injury pros. Corey Kluber was scheduled to begin a AA rehab assignment tonight, but that has been postponed. He's expected, hopeful, to start at some point this weekend.
Here's the 0-1. That's fouled off.
Since 1986, Catches has won over $2 billion for their injured clients, and you never pay unless Catches wins. Injured, schedule a free legal evaluation at 508-321-7000 or at catcheslaw.com.
You are welcome here anytime. This is beautiful.
Hey, like that. I've heard that in the pregame a couple times.
Drop-ins being done. Oh, man. Beautiful thing. A pro in the booth. 0-2 to Gunnar. They're playing big time to pull on the infield. 2 down, bases empty, the pitch. That's a little low with a splitter, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Speaking of Gunnar Henderson, the Diesel Direct question of the day is brought to you by Diesel Direct, who remind you to stop wasting time at the pump. Get on-site fuel with Diesel Direct. Today's question at Sox Booth on Twitter. Pretty simple. Who's going to be the AL Rookie of the Year? 3 of the 4 candidates in this game.
1-2, swing and a foul.
Gunnar Henderson, Tristan Casas, Masataka Yoshida, or Tanner Bybee. Those are the 4 choices. And, well, it felt like Yoshida was the favorite for about 4 or 5 months. And then these 2 guys, Gunnar Henderson and Casas, came storming by him. I would say Henderson probably the favorite right now, but Casas still has a month to play.
He does. The 1-2 is a little low. The main difference between these two is that Gunnar is a spectacular defensive player. I mean, he's an elite shortstop. He's played some third for the Orioles. He's a great base runner, too. And WAR, on which so many vote, accounts for those things. Here's a line drive missile into the gap in left center field off the base of the web sign, and Gunnar flies into second base with a stand-up double, almost like he was listening.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that he's split time, essentially, between short and third. Now, more of his time recently has been at short, where he is tonight. But I remember when Xander Bogaerts got moved to third early in his career, and I didn't like it. I was like, if you have these stud shortstops, let the guy just play shortstop, and we'll see what the Orioles do, because they're also littered with really good minor leaguers that are all at, like, AAA and play in the middle infield.
Including Jackson Holliday, Matt Holliday's kid, who just got promoted to AAA this week. Talking to people with the Orioles, he is. He's fabulous. It seems like every year they've got the number 1 prospect. Here's Santander, and he grounds this one to short. Story's 2 steps to his right. He plants, he throws to first in time, and that was a really nice and efficient inning, even with the Gunnar Henderson double. We go to the bottom of the third, scoreless. Sox and O's in the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Football season is finally back, and BetQL is here to help you win more consistently this year. BetQL is an absolute game changer if you're looking to find trends to help you win. Make smarter bets on spreads, totals, player props, and more. BetQL has already helped over 300,000 people with powerful analytics and community insights. Don't fumble away your cash this football season. Visit BetQL.com for their free daily analysis today. That's BetQL.com. BetQL.com.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Let's go, Parker! Go, Wolverines!
Babe, do we have any bananas at home?
No, but I can order them on Instacart for delivery tonight.
Oh, how about milk?
Can do. I also added laundry detergent and snacks for the crew.
Sweet! Go, team! Get weekly groceries and essentials delivered in as fast as 1 hour, so you can get back to what matters. Visit Instacart.com for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply. Instacart. Add life to cart.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valenti every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that's sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener, I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v. Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Justin Turner. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
Trevor Story to lead it off for the Red Sox in the bottom of the third. Will Fleming and Rich Keefe having a good time tonight. He's been a master of the scores, the drop-ins. He's really easing the burden on me here tonight. I like him dropping knowledge about Orioles prospects, including Jackson
Pretty good,
Holliday.
Huh? You didn't think I had that in me.
Very good. His Story, who's scuffled at the plate, takes a sinker for strike one. Yeah, Jackson Holliday just promoted to AAA, but the Orioles people think Gunnar takes it personally, and he really wants to take a stranglehold of shortstop. The 0-1 is outside, and I do think that's really likely to happen. When you got a young supernova like Gunnar Henderson, you probably defer to him if it is super meaningful that he plays that position.
I would leave it alone. It's not just one of these guys that can hit and play shortstop. He can also play and field the position, so I don't see the need to move him.
1-1 is swung on a miss. That got in under his hands. That's the sinker that has really elevated Kyle Bradish, and it's 1-2.
Well, the reason I know about their top prospects, Will, is because they are not shy about telling you. The Game Notes front page, 6 of the top 67 Baseball America prospects are with the Orioles, including number 1, Jackson Holliday.
That's amazing. I don't really love it when big league teams on the game notes for a major league game tout that sort of stuff.
You're in first place
when you have the best record in the game.
Right.
1-2. Pitch is outside. You see that in places like, Kansas City and other, lower tier teams. But I think the Orioles have just kind of gotten in that mode. It's been their DNA for the last 4 or 5 years. Look at us in the minor leagues. 2-2 to Story. Pitch is lined to short right at Henderson. And gloves just off the dirt in the air. Story is gone. And there's one down in the Herb Chambers batting order. Now coming Enmanuel Valdez, brought to you by Herb Chambers Genesis of Auburn.
The frustration continues for Trevor Story at the plate. He has made a lot of really good defensive plays, but at the plate, still kind of just searching for it right now.
Here is Manu, who launched a massive home run down in Tampa, his 5th of the year, and here he swings and misses at a fastball. He's going for it again there, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, he doesn't get cheated, which I like. He goes up there and he takes big old hacks, and when he runs into them, they go a long way.
One down, scoreless in the bottom of the third. It's something actually that the 3 young new guys for the Red Sox, Valdez, Abreu, and Rafaela, all kind of have in common. Take big old swings. 0-1. The pitch is lined into center field, sinking, coming in. Mullins, he's there to make the play, shoulder high. And we just carried a little too far. Hit on the nose, though. 2 down for Connor Wong. By the way, when Yoshida grounded out to end the second, that ended the Safelite Auto Glass part of the order. For every home run hit by batters 3 through 6, Safelite donates $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. I'm a little upset that the tear it down, spend no money, build through the minor leagues model worked as well as it has. Orioles. Here's Connor Wong swinging a miss at a slider only because it just encourages more teams to do that, which I think overall is bad for the game. I like that we've changed the system. You don't automatically get the first pick when you have the worst record, as the Orioles did for so many of those years. Now they get credit for hitting on those picks. 0-1 is swung on a miss. Great slider, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, the 2019 draft in particular, I feel like we always break down NFL drafts and what a team do, or NBA drafts. In 2019, the first overall pick, okay, it's the first overall pick, but they take Adley Rutschman, and then their second round pick, they take Gunnar Henderson. Hard to top those 2 picks.
You're not kidding. Sets them up for a generation. 2 of the great young players in the game. 2 down, bases empty in the third. 0-2 to Wong. The pitch is lined up the middle and into center field, a base hit. He hung that slider, and Wong did not miss it. He makes the big turn at first, and there is the Red Sox first hit.
Connor Wong is really this year turned himself into a reliable defensive catcher, and then he comes through with some timely hits. He's had a bunch of big hits for this team, and like a serviceable catcher. And it's when the Mookie Betts trade was made, he was the throw-in. He was like the last name included. It was all about Jeter Downs being the top prospect, Verdugo being the everyday ready player, and then here comes Connor Wong, who's carved out a nice little role for himself.
He really has kind of had a breakout year. Here is Verdugo. Wong can run a little bit. The pitch is down and in. Rutschman throws well, but this is the kind of situation that it's not the worst idea to think about it, because in the worst case, you have the leadoff man starting the 4th. But again, Rutschman is such a weapon behind the plate. Wong leads to the cutout over at first. 1-0 to Verdugo. Here's the pitch, and it is outside. Change-up. He's not thrown many of those, and it's 2-0.
The big question with Rutschman long term is he's a great defensive catcher, but every time there's a good hitting catcher, the team always torn to say, well, let's stick him at first base or let's put him in the outfield.
He's so good behind the plate. The 2-0 is up the middle, off the foot of Bradish. It caroms to Frazier. He plants, he throws to first low. It's dug out by Mountcastle, and the inning is over. That might have shot through had it not clipped Bradish. As it is, 1-4-3, inning over. And to the fourth we go, scoreless at Fenway. Shaw's and Star Market. Red Sox.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valeni every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener. I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v. Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
To the fourth inning we go. Pitchers duel at Fenway Park. Red Sox and the O's. Tanner Houck scoreless. Only 3 hits against him. The O's cleanup hitter Ryan O'Hearn, lefty in, and Tanner throws a slider that misses inside for ball 1. We are thrilled to have Michelle Arnold from Northern Bank. She's the head of Northern Experience and the VP of Marketing, here to tell us about a wonderful occurrence before the ball game today. The 1-0, though, is pounded into deep right field. This thing is crushed. It is back. It is gone. And the Orioles lead it 1-0. That was a no-doubter, a slider right there, and O'Hearn launches his 12th home run. And that breaks the scoreless tie. We will not hold that against you, Michelle, as O'Hearn will touch home plate.
Tough start, Michelle.
Not good.
But we don't want to take away from what happened on the field before the ball game. But first of all, how are you? Great to have you with us.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Northern Bank has done a remarkable thing, partnering with Heading Home, which is a nonprofit that works very hard to reduce the impact of homelessness in Boston, which, by the way, is a cause near and dear to Justin Turner and to Tanner Houck, who's on the mound. He throws to Mountcastle, and he gets Ryan to foul one off out of the play on the first base side. So tell us about the relationship with Northern Bank and Heading Home.
Absolutely. So our CEO, Jim Mon, originally started with the organization through his children's school and has carried it through the bank.
0-1. Swing and a miss.
And what's been great is when we're building on communities and working with organizations like Heading Home, we have the opportunity to go out and make an impact. So we do a lot of different activities through the organization, and a very proud partner and sponsor.
0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Nice bounce back from Houck. A strikeout. That's more like it, Michelle. 4th strikeout for Houck with 1 down. That'll bring up Cedric Mullins. And tonight there was a big check handed over, was there not?
There was. We had a great opportunity to partner with a lot of community banks, Cambridge Savings Bank, Winchester Co-op, Harbor One, Brooklyn Bank, Berkshire Bank, Salem 5, and Avidia, and all came together to make a wonderful donation to Heading Home.
1 down for Mullins. Orioles lead 1-0. Houck throws, and man, they call Cedric the entertainer, takes a slider low for ball 1. That's just marvelous that you were able to bring all those banks together for such a great cause. The 1-0 is on the ground to the first baseman, Houck. Very nice play on his left hip. He flips to the covering pitcher, Tanner Houck, and the 2 down. How is it that banks like yours can have such a big outsized impact in the community?
I think it's really an amazing opportunity, with the day-to-day activities that we have, whether we have local footprints or our community at large, or our community with employees, and to be able to bring them all together. Even our employees go out and do a lot of volunteer work, especially with an organization like Heading Home, and to be a part of that and to be able to make an impact.
Austin Hayes, the hitter. Tanner throws a slider that swung on a miss, 0-1, and that's the difference, right, between these small community banks and some of the bigger boys and girls.
Absolutely. And to be able to rally together because we all have an impact and an opportunity on our communities.
0-1 pitch is outside. Slider, and it's 1-1. Heading Home, recipient of $300,000. And, for all of us who live in and around Boston, the ability to help get people homes is such a great thing. The 1-1 is chopped towards short. Story, a backhand pick. What a throw to first, and play by Story. Brilliantly done to end the inning. The Red Sox missed that all year long. Michelle, thank you so much, and thanks to your bank and all the others for your great generosity.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
Absolutely.
1-0 O's after 3.5 on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Football season is finally back, and BetQL is here to help you win more consistently this year. BetQL is an absolute game changer if you're looking to find trends to help you win. Make smarter bets on spreads, totals, player props, and more. BetQL has already helped over 300,000 people with powerful analytics and community insights. Don't fumble away your cash this football season. Visit BetQL.com for their free daily analysis today. That's BetQL.com. BetQL.com.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Not only would you look good behind the wheel of a new vehicle, you deserve it. Get to Flood Ford of East Greenwich or Flood Ford in Narragansett and we'll handle the rest. Browse our wide selection of high-quality pre-owned vehicles, all with transparent pricing. And shop with peace of mind, knowing every vehicle is backed by our Flood Advantage plan. That's free dent repair, free windshield repair, free key replacement, and more. Only at Flood Ford. Visit us in East Greenwich or Narragansett today or online at floodauto.com.
Hey, this is Tristan Casas. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
Rafi Devers to lead it off in the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 O's. The pitch to Rafi is a slider that misses outside. 1-0. Devers just missed his first time. A line out to center field. Devers, Turner, and Casas in the Herb Chambers batting order. Bradish has been great. He throws, and Rafi swings and lines one foul down the left field line. He's getting closer. He's Devers. It's 1-1. Herb Chambers batting order, sponsored by Herb Chambers, Ford of Braintree, and Ford of Westboro. I don't know why this is. I just have a sneaking suspicion Devers is just about to go on one of those tears, and their offense really could use it. 1-1 is outside. Good take. Fastball, and it's 2-1. In my time, Rich, Rafi in some ways is the most difficult to read. He's an enigma. He can be hot. He can be cold. But there's something about him. His body language often tells you a story before it's written. 2-1 is ripped into center field, but right at Mullins. He's there to make the play. I mean, that's two missiles by Devers, and there's one away.
Twice with the loud outs. Of course, loud outs don't really get you a whole lot, and Bradish has given up a few of those. Only one base runner, and right on the screws by Devers, as he said, trying to get that 30th home run. And his season has been an interesting one where there's been hot stretches. There's also been times where he was kind of down. At the end of the year, the numbers are going to look like Devers' numbers. But if you were watching every game, it felt a little different.
It's not been one of his vintage seasons at all. He'll certainly take 30 and 100. Here's Turner, who skies and fouls one. Now the first base side out of play. We take 10 seconds for station ID. The Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI Studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
0-1 to Justin Turner. One down in the fourth. Orioles leading the Sox 1-0. Pitch to JT is cued off the end of that foul, and it's 0-2. But I'm telling you, as someone who watches Rafi every day, he doesn't always hit here on the field. The Red Sox just really implored him before the game today, get out on the field, change the routine a little bit, especially here at home. 0-2 to Turner. Here's the pitch, and JT swings and misses at a curveball in the dirt. He is gone, and he is fanned twice swinging. That's amazing. Turner and Duvall the other night were 0 for 8 with 8 strikeouts. So Turner, going back to the 9th inning Tuesday, has now struck out in 7 straight at-bats.
That's very unlike Turner. I mean, the season he has had has been remarkable. I mean, even if you had high expectations for him, he even surpassed that.
He's one of those guys. The more you watch him, the more you appreciate. Here's Casas with 2 down and the bases empty. The pitch is right there. He was looking for something else, Casas was. Slider for strike 1.
Well, back to Turner for a second. This is a bigger topic and one that I'm sure you'll discuss over the next month. But no matter what the Red Sox choose to do next year, you really hope that he's a part of it.
1-1 to Tristan. 2 down in the fourth. Pitch is low. Fourth inning brought to you by Cars for Kids. Donate your car. Help a child today. 877 Cars for Kids or carsforkids.com. And one of the complicating factors of that, Rich, is that they're trying to improve the defense, are the Red Sox. That might include giving someone like Yoshida, even Devers, some more ABs as the designated hitter. 1-1. Casas fouls it into the Red Sox dugout.
Look out.
They go ducking out of the way, and it's 1-2. And that makes it harder to have Turner in the fold. But you're right. He has been absolutely magnificent on the field, in the dugout, and in all the hitting meetings.
He's fit right in more than seamlessly. He comes in, he's the leader right away. Of course, a longtime veteran major leaguer, but still year one in Boston. You're coming to a new clubhouse, all new teammates, and yet he's the guy they all kind of look to, and he's backed it up on the field.
1-2 to Casas. Tristan called out on strikes his first time. Bradish sets the 1-2. He is in the dirt. That curveball went 54 feet. That's barely made the dirt circle.
Javi Baez may have swung at it, but
Vlad Guerrero might have hit it. Tristan, a discerning eye to say the least. The Red Sox have got the yellow ribbon once again sewn onto the left breast of their jerseys. A lot of the guys with children inspired and drawn upon cleats tonight. 2-2. Pitch is low. Another great take on a curve, and it's 3-2.
Dangerous game, though, for Casas with the good takes, because it did not help him the last time. He should have gotten at least drawn a walk in his first at bat.
He was rung up on an absolute ball. 3-2. 2 down in the fourth. The pitch is swung on and fouled. He was not going to take that chance again. It was Tristan. So he spoils one back. I mean, Bradish has thrown 56 pitches, and Tristan has seen 14 of them.
He's fouled most of them off, or he's looked them by for close calls.
Let's see if he can get aboard for Adam Duvall, who's on deck. Pitch is strike 3 called. That was low. And Tristan feels like he's had 2 at-bats taken away from him. And that was closer than the first one, but still beneath the zone.
Yep.
And that's 2 called third strikes to Casas that probably should not have been. We go to the 5th inning, 1-0 Baltimore on the Shaws and Star Market. Red Sox.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
As all parents know, the back-to-school season can be hard. But thanks to Instacart, shopping for lunches your kids won't want to trade just got a whole lot easier. Right now, Instacart is offering $50 off an Instacart Plus membership, which gets you unlimited free delivery all school year long. First day of soccer practice snacks? Free delivery. Last minute bake sale? Free delivery. So go to instacart.com/plus to get your membership while supplies last. Plan renews at $99 a year. Terms apply.
Ripta's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all Rhode Island Public Transit Authority R-Line buses. Pay your Ripta fare with Wave Smart Card, Wave mobile app, or with $2 cash. On October 1st, please have your bus fare ready when boarding the R-Line. For more information, please visit Ripta.com. Thank you for riding Ripta.
The Rich Keefe Show, weekday afternoon starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
1-0 Orioles into the fifth. Tanner Houck's pitch to Adam Frazier, a high chopper on the first base side. Houck casually over. He gloves. He'll take it himself to the bag, and that is out number one. I think that's another bad read by Tristan Casas. Once Houck is over there, you probably got to get over to the base, but as it is, Houck's athleticism on display. One pitch, one out.
Yeah, that was the only way they were going to get that out, too, was Houck having to take it all the way to the bag himself because Casas was right there. Houck kind of cut him off for it. Kind of reminiscent to the end of last inning when Story got right in front of Devers in order to make a great play.
God, what a play that was. I mean, it was a do-or-die short hop pick, and he did it flawlessly. Here's Ramon Urias. He takes a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. League leaders. Who's circling the drain? Presented by Drains by James, Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining, both residential and commercial at drainsbyjames.com. 0-1. On the ground is Story. Second hop. Room service bounce to his hip. He throws to first in time. And they're two down. Well, last year the Baltimore Orioles were 23rd hitting with runners in scoring position. This year they are number one, which goes a long way to explaining the record, the one-run games, the comebacks. They've just done a great job of that.
Right, and that's how you offset being 18th in the league in home runs and having only two guys with over 20 homers. You drive runs in. And how about the last couple of weeks for the Red Sox not doing that?
Two down. Here's Rutschman with the bases empty. Pitch is a strike on the inside corner. I'd be willing to bet if we pulled it up, the team leaders in that number, batting with runners in scoring position, almost all the leaders would be in the playoffs. Just about the most important stat. The 0-1 is lying down the left field line. That could be two for Rutschman. He spins around first. Yoshida to his right. He gets there in time. And for Adley Rutschman, it's an opposite field single. He is aboard for the second time.
Yeah, and so again, sort of a mini shift. As much as you can do a shift, Devers way off the bag at third base, and Rutschman was able to just put it where he wasn't.
Here now is Gunnar Henderson, and this is one of those things that over a season, over a start even, the defensive metrics tell you that if you do that, if you play him to pull, it will over time add up and down to your benefit. As Gunnar grounds one to second. They are swinging early, are these O's. Valdez has it. Inning is over, but that was a change-up away from Rutschman, and he just beat the defense. As it is, no harm, no foul. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 1-0 O's in the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Ripta's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all Rhode Island Public Transit Authority R-Line buses. Pay your Ripta fare with Wave Smart Card, Wave mobile app, or with $2 cash. On October 1st, please have your bus fare ready when boarding the R-Line. For more information, please visit Ripta.com. Thank you for riding Ripta.
This is Upper Hand Fantasy.
What about J.K. Dobbins? I think he's going to be the breakout running back of 2023. I love the fact that he's a year removed from a bad injury. I love his price at the 4-5 turn. I'm happy with him as my RB2, but I do think he has RB1 upside, man. I think he is a dark horse candidate to lead the league in rushing. I think he has the talent. He has a great offensive line. He's averaging 5.9 yards per carry so far over his career.
Upper Hand Fantasy, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valeni every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that's sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener, I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, this is Adam Duvall. You're listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Well, not quite a teenage wasteland here at Fenway Park, but it is hot, it is muggy, and the Red Sox trying to get back in this game. Just 1-0. Adam Duvall facing Kyle Bradish, who's been spectacular. Just one Red Sox hit. Duvall, Yoshida, and Story in the Herb Chambers batting order. Pitch to Adam is a little high with a changeup. That's ball one. Well, the Red Sox all of a sudden see the Yankees in the rearview mirror. They'll be here starting Monday for a 4-game series. What a jolt Jason Dominguez has given them. He hit another 2-run homer tonight. Did Dominguez. 1-0 to Duvall. The pitch is inside. Fastball, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, that's the race that we don't really want to have to get into, but right now the Red Sox 2 games clear of the Yankees for the basement in the AL East.
Well, they were left for dead. I mean, the Red Sox went to Yankee Stadium, swept them, but then they called up the kids, swept the Astros, and have gotten hot. 2-0 to Duvall. He pops it foul on the first base side. That'll make the seats. And it's 2-1 to Adam. They call him the Martian, Jason Dominguez.
Yeah.
We saw him in spring training. I believe he's 20 years old. He's got ridiculous natural power. They still have plenty of other issues, the Yankees do, but they are hot. 2-1 to Duvall. 1-0 O's. Bradish is ready. He throws, and Duvall trying to hit one on the Lansdowne. Got a high fastball, fouled it back, and it's 2-2. Today through Thursday at Shaw's and Star Market, pick up value pack boneless chicken breast or thighs. $2.47 a pound when you use the digital coupon Limit 2. Hurry in and get grillin' boneless chicken. Shaw's and Star Market is perfecting the art of fresh. 2-2 the pitch. He is swung on and missed. He got him. So now Duvall, who struck out 4 times on Wednesday, he's struck out now 7 straight at-bats. And how about this? 10 of his last 12.
Yeah, when he's hot, he's hot. And then when he's cold, he's cold.
And it's that right there that kind of determines it. If he's able to lay off breaking stuff out of the zone. Man, this has been great from Bradish. 1 out. Here's Yoshida. The pitch is down and in. A curveball, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, and for a guy who has just really struggled against the Red Sox, this year, early back in April, I know it was a long time ago, but just in his career, he's been bad against the Red Sox, and tonight has been anything but. He's allowed 1 hit.
Exercising the demon. 1-0 to Massa. Here's the pitch. That is on the ground to second. Frazier's been busy. Shoulder high hop. He throws, and they're 2 down. This is absolutely hurtling along this ball game. 2 down, and here comes Trevor Story.
And the thing with Bradish, you go just take a look at his game log. It's 6 innings every start. It's nonstop 6 innings, and 2 runs, 6 innings, 2 runs, giving his team, giving himself a chance to win every single time and helping the bullpen.
I was talking to Ben McDonald, their great TV analyst, a longtime great Orioles pitcher in his own right before the game, about that very thing. Here's Story, who takes outside ball 1. He said, now for 2 months, they've basically averaged 6 innings a start, which is just unreal.
That sounds crazy.
Kind of an alien concept. 1-0 to Story, who lined out his first time. 2 down, bases empty. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Grayson Rodriguez is pitching like an ace for the Orioles. This guy, Bradish, has been great. Dean Kramer, much better. Kyle Gibson is kind of their innings eater. We'll see Rodriguez in the finale Sunday. Jack Flaherty tomorrow. The 1-1 is line foul up into the upper deck on the first base side.
Yeah, and Flaherty was, it felt like the last trade done at the deadline. And you saw Scherzer join the AL, Verlander join the AL, Savale moved to the Rays. And you're like, are the Orioles going to do anything? And they grabbed Jack Flaherty. His first start against the Blue Jays, he was great. And you're like, all right, they might be cooking with gas. His next 4, have all been bad. And now you don't really know what to expect out of Flaherty and how they might even use them come playoff time.
1-2. Two-Story. The pitch is swung on and missed. He tied him up with a sinker in under the hands, and Bradish is mowing the Red Sox down. 7 strikeouts through 5, only 1 hit. It's 1-0 Baltimore in the Shaw's and Star Market. Red Sox.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island wants you to stay healthy during cold and flu season. I'm Dr. Christopher Adiano, reminding you to protect yourself against the flu by getting the flu shot. You should also stay up to date on your COVID vaccines. If you have questions, talk to your provider.
With Neighborhood, you can get high-quality, affordable health insurance for you and your family. To learn how to join, call 1-401-459-6075. At Neighborhood, we're here for you.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Anthony Santander against Tanner Houck for the 3rd time as we go to the top of the 6th. 1-0 O's. Pitchers duel. The Ryan O'Hearn homer, the only offense in this game, as Santander takes a splitter outside for ball 1. Well, for Tanner, this 3rd time through the order historically has been a real problem. So this feels like a key juncture for him. 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, Bradish is rolling, but don't sleep on Tanner Houck. You know, he walks the first batter of the game. You're like, oh, here we go. But he got out of that, and with the exception of the 1 home run, he's been really good.
1-1 to the very dangerous Santander. That misses outside with the fastball. 62 pitches thrown, and it's 2-1. 3rd time through, opponents slugged .545 against Tanner, while the first time only .328. 2-1. Here's the pitch. That's outside.
That was just the 63rd pitch. His last start against Kansas City, he went 5 innings, and he gave up the 4 runs on 95 pitches.
He's been really, really good. Into that syrupy wind, the 3-1 is fouled off on the third base side. It's 3-2. He often has difficulty syncing things up. He's one of these people, Rich, who just moves differently. I mean, he's got this real easy athleticism. Even the way he casually runs, it just looks fluid. But because of the long levers and all the different things he's got going on, sometimes he can get out of sync mechanically, but not tonight. 3-2. He's soaked through his jersey. The pitch is outside. He walked him. So just the 2nd free pass issued. It is a leadoff walk here in the 6th. Now to get the Red Sox on high alert. And here comes the home run hitter, Ryan O'Hearn.
You know, with Houck, too, you stand next to him, he looks like one of those receiving tight ends. You know, they're not good at blocking, but they can go out. Like, he's 6'5", 225, 230, whatever he is.
It's just crazy that the NFL is back. Here's the pitch to O'Hearn, and it's ripped into left field. That's another hit. It bangs off the Mason sign on 2 bounces, and a really nice job there by Yoshida to play the carom and rip it back into the infield, because now Santander has to hold at second. But real trouble brewing here in the 6th. 2 on, nobody out for Ryan Mountcastle.
Yeah, Yoshida's had a couple of plays where he's got the ball back into the infield quick. So you'll at least limit some bases. The Orioles aren't trying to get too aggressive. They're just taking what's there. But yeah, O'Hearn's got a couple of good rips in so far.
Here we go again with his third time through the order. 66 pitches thrown by Tanner. Key juncture here. Mountcastle from the right side takes a slider way outside. It's ball one. Tanner overall has been one of the Red Sox great pitchers, but this is one of those examples where you start to wonder, those third time through numbers, whether they tell you a story about what the future should hold. 1-0 to Mountcastle, who's 0 for 2. Houck out of the stretch throws, and he misses badly with a slider, ball two.
Well, just the way the game has gone in all the openers, and not suggesting that Houck's an opener, but it's almost you take two pitchers and use them for a game. And I don't love that. Like, I prefer the guy that's going to go 7-8 innings, which seems like it's gone the way of the dodo bird, but that might be something he and Cutter Crawford pair up for a game.
2-0 is swung on a miss. Big sinking fastball. Be careful. You're currently singing from the Doug Lane hymn. Feels like a couple times a month he goes on that tangent.
Again, I would prefer the Cy Young candidate, the guy that's going to go out there and throw 200 innings, but it just feels like that's a bigger and bigger ask by the year.
It is. 2-1. Houck throws, and a swing and a miss. He's gearing up here, and I think this is part of the deal. The Red Sox really want him this third time through. If you're in trouble, whatever, just stick to your best stuff. Don't try to get too cute. And the stuff is off the charts for Tanner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Double play depth behind him. Here's the pitch. And it is swung on and missed. He got him with a great slider. Well, that was wonderful from Houck in a real jam. His 5th strikeout comes at a great time. And here comes Cedric Mullins.
Yeah, Mountcastle really chased there. That's not borderline at all. He goes way out of the zone and low, trying to make something happen there.
1-0 O's. Connor Wong is out in front of the plate, just in the event that the Orioles thought about doing something here with the base runners. He's signaling the defense. And, of course, Mullins, not that he'd do it in this spot, but he can handle the bat. Devers in on the grass at third. Casas way behind the runner O'Hearn at first. Here's the pitch, and it is swung on and fouled. Another good sinker, and it's 0-1. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of the Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Accounts and descriptions may not be disseminated at the express written consent of EEI and the Red Sox. Well, Joe Jakes is up and throwing in the bullpen. Tanner's only thrown 72 pitches. Still working back from the injury. He threw 95 last time, so he should have some more leash here. He's pitched great. 0-1. Tanner glaring into Wong. Nods his head yes. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a chopper. Foul. Well, after first and second, nobody out. He's thrown 5 straight real high-quality strikes, and it's 0-2.
And, of course, Houck's always pitching to double plays, too. And with Trevor Story back there, you feel a little bit better about the opportunity for a double play.
God, has he been great defensively. 0-2 to Cedric Mullins. Verdugo kind of shallow in right field, actually. Here's the 0-2. That's low and in. Good take. Slider, kind of right where Tanner wanted to throw it. But it's 1-2. To your point, this year, in 81 innings, Tanner has induced 6 ground ball double plays. Actually 7 with the one tonight. Would love number 8. Here's the 1-2, and it is crushed into right field. Verdugo racing back on it near the warning track. He can't get there. It one hops off the wall, stays in play. 1 run is scored. They wave O'Hearn home. The relay throw is bobbled and trundles onto the infield. It's a 2-run triple for Cedric Mullins, and it's 3-0 Baltimore.
Yeah, that ball was scorched off the bat. Verdugo actually fumbled it around a little bit, and then the cutoff man had a hard time getting it, although I don't think that led to any other bases. Even on a clean exchange, they were scoring 2 on that. Mullins flying out of the box, stand-up triple for him, and now the Orioles really got something going.
It's interesting. They had Jakes and Bernardino up, let Houck face the lefty, and again, I was stunned how shallow Verdugo was in right field. I think if he's playing deeper, he has an outside chance to make what would have been a difficult play. He actually bobbled the carom with his bare hand, too, did Verdugo. So now here's Austin Hayes, the infield in, and he takes A strike on the outside corner.
Well, it's the question for Cora that he faces often. Is it the third time through for your starter, like a Tanner Houck, or is it somebody not named Winkowski, Martin, or Jansen? You got to pick your poison.
0-1 to Hayes. Here's the pitch, and that is outside with a slider, 1-1. Delicate balance. I think it was surprising to me anyway to see Bernardino also up with Jakes. Sort of like if this is the spot for a lefty and it's a high leverage situation, you would think it would just be Brennan. But now he will sit down now that it's 3-0. The 1-1 is outside. Slider, and it's 2-1. I mean, it's interesting. He lost Santander on a lot of sliders, and then he blew Mountcastle away with great fastballs. It was right in the heart of the plate, and Mullins did not miss it. 2-1. Casas pinching in, and a ground ball into left field, a base hit. Past the dive of the drawn-in Devers, and it's 4-0 Orioles.
That's the thing. There's no easy out in this Orioles lineup. There's no soft spot in the lineup. Everybody, especially 1 through 7, can handle the bat. But even 8, 9, it's just a good top-to-bottom team. It's the reason why they've got 88 wins, most of the American League.
Again, the third time through haunts Tanner Houck. 4-0 O's with 1 out in the 6th. Joe Jakes is coming on. Pitching change at Fenway on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV. Hey, Sox fans, there are a lot of reasons to love being a Ford owner. And now, Ford Pickup and Delivery is one more. Just tell your dealer when and where you'd like to have your Ford picked up, home or work, and we'll come get it, service it, and return it to you. Ford Pickup and Delivery is part of U-Mode, benefits made just for Ford owners. See your participating Ford dealer for important program details and terms and conditions. Ford, official partner of the Boston Red Sox.
Back at Fenway Park, 3 runs in for the O's in this top of the 6th inning. They lead 4-0. Joe Jakes is on out of the bullpen. Tanner, 4 runs to this point on 8 hits. Of course, 3 of them came in this inning. Houck walked 2, including the leadoff walk to Santander in this inning. And with still only 1 out in this 6th inning, here's Joe Jakes.
Today's Red Sox code word of the game is home again. Home again. Make sure to enter your code word in the member portal today to claim your points. But just going back to the decision to bring Houck out for the 6th, he's rolling. He's giving up the 1 solo home run. It kind of feels like you have to. If you start the inning with Joe Jakes and he gets into trouble, everybody's asking, why did Tanner Houck start the 6th? Unfortunately, Houck struggling the 3rd time through is not a shock. That is something that has happened time and time again. So the 5 innings were great, but you knew it was going to be, or should have been, a very short leash in the 6th.
It's just such a tough call for Alex Cora. And really, I mean, obviously he's going to start that inning. He'd been great. He'd only allowed a few hits and 1 run. And the other part of this, of course, is the bullpen has been so overworked. Jakes is going to see a pinch hitter, Jordan Westberg, who's going to come on for Frazier. Orioles do a little bit of this. They play the platoons. Westberg, another one of their young, real promising players. He's got a couple home runs, 20 runs driven in, and 183 plate appearances. He's graduated from the farm and come up and been very impressive. 4-0 Orioles. It escalated quickly. Here, Jakes from the left side. Hit hard lately. He throws, and a fastball misses low for ball 1 to Jordan Westberg. Jakes came on with the bases loaded on Tuesday in Tampa Bay, allowed 2 runs to score, then did settle in, throw a scoreless 5th, but by that time the damage had been done. 1-0, down and in, sinking fastball, ball 2. Joe Jakes, this is a season in which he got his first major league save. He's had some moments. He got Kyle Tucker here at Fenway Park in a big spot. Yordan Alvarez in a big spot. 2-0 to Westberg, right-handed hitter. The pitch outside, but he is another one of these cautionary tales in some ways, that the quest to find diamonds in the rough off the waiver wire, guys who've been discarded by other teams, is oftentimes a perilous endeavor.
I would say so. Yeah, the island of misfit toys.
3-0 pitch is a little low, and that's a 4-pitch walk out of the bullpen to the pinch hitter Westberg. And he'll put 2 on with 1 out for Ramon Urias. I mean, the Red Sox this season, the bullpen arms that they paid for certainty. Guys like Martin and Jansen have been unbelievable.
Yeah, the back end of the bullpen's been great, and that's what's so frustrating about just the entire season. And it's the starters, it's the defense, it's some of the middle relievers. Because normally when you can trot out a 7, 8, 9 the way that they do, I mean, that is usually a playoff caliber team.
Witkowski's really emerged. Great stuff from Schreiber the other day. Here is Urias, right-handed hitter. Jakes throws, and he hit him. This is what he did the other day. With the bases loaded, he hit the first 2 hitters.
Yeah, that was not on purpose. Unfortunately, sometimes Jakes just can't control it.
Just be surprised if Dave Bush doesn't come out, and here he is.
He's on his way. 4 runs for the Red Sox offense to generate in 4 innings is not out of the realm of possibility, even though Bradish has been great, but I don't think Bradish is going to go 9, although maybe I just jinxed it. Maybe he will. But the Red Sox offense is in most games. I mean, think about, especially early in this, all the comebacks that they had. They're in most games. And so Houck gets roughed up a little bit in the 6th, and it's unfortunate that you can't just come out with an arm to get out of the inning, get the team back up at the plate, and see if they can respond. Instead, it's, walk, hit batsman, now you get the bases loaded, and for the top of the order for Baltimore, here comes Rutschman.
That's what makes that hit batter even more painful. It comes to the 9-hole hitter. Clearly, Jakes has got something going on right now with that breaking ball. He just does not know where it's going. Yanked it. Hit Urias, and this is perilous, to say the least. Rutschman with the bases loaded. A bat from the right side. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. Right there, and it's 0-1. A little bit of a Bronx cheer for Jakes. What a jam this is.
Yeah, Rutschman has a better batting average from the right side. Of course, good power on the left side.
Here is a line drive foul down the right field side. That was almost a haymaker just outside the line. Would have scored at least 2, but it's a foul ball, and it's 0-2.
Did you see the Marlins ball boy, or ball man, I guess, field the fair ball yesterday? And he loops the ball back into the crowd. Then he sits down on his bucket. He spits his dip into his cup, and the guy in the crowd is like, "Oh, it's fair ball." Excuse me? Yeah, that's fair ball.
0-2, bases loaded. The pitch to Rutschman, another foul ball. I mean, it should be lesson number 1, lesson number 2, lesson number 100 for these ball boys that are on the field. If it's close, leave it alone.
Don't touch it. I also love how the Marlins dress them. So here at the Red Sox, they both look like they're in uniform. Mm-hmm. He was wearing shorts, a T-shirt. I think he even had flip-flops on. It was great.
Florida man. Yeah. 1 out, bases loaded, 4-0 O's. 0-2 to Adley Rutschman. Jakes throws, and Rutschman takes outside a sinker, and it's 1-2. This is one of those times where you just need overpowering stuff, because Rutschman is not going to chase. You got to come in. And that is a scary proposition to this hitter, the 1-2. Swinging a line drive foul on the right field side. He's not missing many bats. Jakes. 1-2 to Rutschman. Yeah, Adley against lefties, like Jakes, only 6 of his 30 career home runs. Historically, much more power from the left side. But he's really good on either side of the plate. 1-2 the pitch. That's high and outside, a sinker. And it's 2-2. Whether it's Joe Jakes, Kyle Bearclaw, any of the many guys, Joe Vera and others who've occupied this kind of role this year for the Red Sox, it has offered so much evidence that there are no unimportant roles in a bullpen. 2-2. Swinging a line drive in a right field. Verdugo's going to make the play, but deep enough for sure to score Hayes from third. The throw goes to second. It's a sacrifice fly for Rutschman, and it's 5-0 Orioles.
With Rutschman digging in, and the way he hit the ball down the line, which bounced foul, but if that was a fair ball, it would have scored 3 runs. That's one where maybe both teams take it. Like, all right, we'll take the out. You get the 1 run in, and now we'll try to close it down. Although 5-0, starting to get away from us.
With the way that Bradish has looked, especially. So here now is Gunnar Henderson as Connor Wong walks out in front of the plate. You think in this moment, this kid about whom the Orioles people just absolutely rave, not just his talent, but his competitive spirit, real grinder in this kind of a spot. He's thinking about one thing, and that is putting the Red Sox to bed with one swing. Left-hander takes a breaking ball outside a slider from Jakes, and it's 1-0.
And just 22 years old, it feels like the Red Sox are going to be going up against Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman for a really long time.
It's not that pleasant a thought.
No.
He is a .213 hitter against lefties with an OPS 200 points lower. Got to go after him. 1-0. Jakes throws. And a fastball in there for a strike right at the bottom of the zone. It's 1-1. We're now over 75 pitches thrown by Red Sox hurlers. Brought to you by Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and the Jimmy Fund as we honor the 75th anniversary. Henderson swings over top of a slider, and it's 1-2. Nice. Big crowd on a Friday night at Fenway has been lulled to sleep by Kyle Bradish and this relentless Orioles offense. 5-0 in the top of the 6th.
A lot of Orioles fans, too. I mean, that's sort of been a theme, Will. Just the visiting team has been showing up. I mean, the Mets fans were crazy not that long ago. Astros fans.
A lot of Dodger fans, too. Yeah. 1-2 to Gunnar. Jakes throws. And a slider is popped up on the infield. Behind the mound coming in is Story. He's there to make the play. The inning is over, but the Orioles get 4 up. Time for the offense to find something against Bradish. 5-0 Orioles in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry. Take a trip back to carefree times. Leave today, Black Island awaits you. Just leave your troubles behind.
Your Black Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride and some fresh ocean air on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith. Visit blackislandferry.com or call 866-783-7996 for more information.
RIPTA's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all RIPTA R-Line buses. Pay your RIPTA fare with Wave or $2 cash. For details, visit RIPTA.com.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And Manuel Valdez to lead it off for the Red Sox. They now trail 5-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Valdez, Wong, and Verdugo in the Herb Chambers batting order as Manu, as his teammates call him, takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1. Herb Chambers batting order in this 6th inning, brought to you by Herb Chambers Sprinter Vans of Boston and Peabody. 1-0 to Valdez. He takes a strike. This kid has been as advertised. Kyle Bradish is just filling up the zone. He has struck out 7. And it's really been totally stress-free for him. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. The Orioles really feel comfortable about their rotation going into the playoffs. I think they probably would be in much better standing had they acquired a more veteran, proven ace-type pitcher. But there are ownership and financial limitations in Baltimore. They feel good about Bradish.
It does feel like they're a year, though, or like they have an opportunity to really make some noise.
Of course, the 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him with a curveball, and that's 8 strikeouts for Kyle Bradish through 5 1/3 innings. With one down, here comes Wong. You just never know, Rich, when you have these chances. I mean, it's obvious the Orioles right now have a chance to win the World Series, and I think they really could have benefited from adding.
Yeah, and Jack Flaherty just hasn't gone their way. They went out and got the Cardinals pitcher. He had the one good start.
Here's a pitch to Connor Wong that misses outside, a slider 1-0.
But has then struggled mightily since. Yeah, if you look at a lot of the different futures bets right now, the Orioles are the 4th favorite. You know, Braves are the favorite, Astros, Dodgers. Then you have the Baltimore Orioles there.
1-0. Here's the pitch. Swinging a high drive into left field. This is way back, and this is gone. Over the national sign, Connor lifts off, and the Red Sox have a little life. It's 5-1 on Connor's 9th home run.
Good time for a Wong Dong, as he seems to be the only one who has been locked in on Bradish. He's the one guy that has had some really good swings in there, and that one just left the yard. Sox are on the board.
They needed that jolt, and of course now, how big is the 4 spot in the top of this inning? And Verdugo. By the way, they did give Alex an error on the ball that Mullins hit when Alex kind of bobbled the bare hand carom. They give Mullins a double and say he advanced to third on the misplay. Here's Verdugo. He drives one high into left center field. Mullins is back. He cannot get it. It's off the monster. Verdugo spins into second base with a foot first slide. A double for Doogie. And here come the Red Sox. The ball was absolutely crushed just in front of the IBEW sign to the right of it above Moderna, and Verdugo has his 35th double of the year.
Yeah, right at the 379 marker, smashes off the wall. Mullins does a nice job getting it back in, but that was a no-doubt double for Verdugo, so back-to-back extra base hits. Maybe the Red Sox got something going. That's what we talked about last inning, how important it was to limit them, because the Red Sox offense can get hot. We've seen them put up crooked numbers in an inning quickly, even against a guy that is rolling like Bradish. A couple of swings, and Sox are looking good.
So the meeting very brief on the mound. That's a good sign. Chris Holt is out there with Adley Rutschman. That's the first visit. And now here comes Raffy.
Time now for the Subaru of New England scoreboard. With so much to love, you don't want to miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event. For complete details and to find your authorized Subaru retailer, visit SubaruofNewEngland.com. Rays now with a 6-4 lead on the Mariners in the 8th inning, and the Blue Jays and Royals are tied at 1 in the 7th.
That's the game of real interest to the Red Sox, but first things first, they got to turn this one around. Here's Devers, who's hit 2 missiles here. He takes a strike that shouldn't have been, and Raffy is frustrated. I don't blame him. I mean,
that wasn't even close.
Yeah. He's rung up Casas on 2 balls, and now strike 1 to Devers. He's owned this pitcher in the past. 0-1. Fans alive. Here's the pitch. Devers drives one high and deep and foul down the left field line. He is so close to launching one, but it's 0-2.
Yeah, he's locked in. I mean, the 2 at-bats that Devers had, he flew out, or lined out. Shouldn't say flew out. He lined out to Mullins both times in straightaway center. So he does feel locked in. Maybe as close to anybody as Connor Wong as far as being comfortable at the plate against Bradish.
Should be 1-1. It's 0-2. Verdugo at second. 1 down in the 6th. Bradish is ready. He throws, and Devers takes one in the dirt. That was the slider. Bounced way in front of the plate. Big stop there by Rutschman. And it's 1-2. Raffy is like Mike Trout. He's one of the great low ball hitters in the game. He's been vulnerable lately on fastballs at the top of the zone, but remember, Bradish's strength is spinning stuff and sinkers. 1-2 to Devers. Bradish looks to second. He throws. Devers swings and misses at a curveball in the dirt. Raffi runs down the line, then kind of bails out. Rutschman throws to first, and they're 2 down. That was really nasty from Bradish. You do wonder how that at-bat might have been different had the first pitch not been called a strike. But that's his 9th punch out, and here's Justin Turner.
It's amazing. Going into tonight's game, Bradish had made 6 starts against the Red Sox, and he was 0-4 with a 9.36 ERA. He had 26 earned runs in 25 innings, and yet tonight has been a completely different story.
Here's the guy with the 5th best batting average with runners in scoring position in the AL, Justin Turner. He has been fanned twice tonight, and 7 straight times he's over the top of his slider. It's 0-1.
Yeah, just in a big-time slump. I don't know if it's as much Bradish or just where Justin Turner's at right now.
We've seen none of this from him this year. 0-1, 5-1-0s. Here's the pitch. And Turner drives one high and foul on the first base side. And once again, it's 0-2. I'm going to have to look back at this because it does interest me in a weird way. Over the last 2-3 weeks, it feels like every time Turner is up, it's 0-2, and yet so often he battles his way back into at-bats.
It was like Xander Bogaerts for years. Would go down 0-2, or at least would be fighting with 2 strikes, and he would still end up getting a ton of hits.
A run in with Verdugo at second. 0-2 to Turner. The pitch is low. Curveball. Rutschman's been busy and great digging balls out of the dirt in this inning, and it's 1-2. And Rich, what confidence that must give Bradish on the mound, knowing that he can spin it in the dirt and Rutschman will bail him out.
Oh, it's completely different. You can call whatever you want. You can throw all your best pitches, and even with runners on second or if they get to third, you're not worried about any kind of pass ball.
1-2 to Turner. The pitch is swung on a line down the right field line. That is going to be in there for an extra base hit. It bounces over the wall, past the pesky pole. An automatic double for Turner. Verdugo scores. It is 5-2, and another marvelous at-bat from Turner.
That is a definition of serving one to right field. He just extended, went with the pitch where it was, and drops it into the right field seats on a bounce. And Justin Turner, after a couple of not-so-great at-bats, we're talking about the streak that he was on with all the punch-outs, huge RBI double, keeps the inning alive.
92nd run batted in, and now it's 5-2 for Casas, who legitimately in this game has had 2 walks taken away from him. I think he'll try to pull the trigger right here, will Casas. Bradish sets at the belt. He throws, and Tristan takes a strike that's not a strike. You got to be kidding me.
But if you're Bradish, that's exactly what you're doing, because you're getting that call. You don't want Cautious. You don't want to throw one down the middle to Cautious because he's as hot as any player in baseball. 13-game hitting streak. But yeah, that's another joke.
He's been jobbed over and over. It's 0-1. Bradish sets, he throws, and Tristan takes in the dirt. That one not called a strike, amazingly, and it's 1-1.
Maybe because it hopped. I think if it got him there in the air, that might have been a strike.
I mean, he gives Bradish strike 1 to Devers.
Yep.
Same thing here to Casas. This kid's been good enough. He doesn't need help from the home plate umpire.
Well, and in the 4th inning, Will, when he struck out, it was the last out of the inning, and Casas stuck around home plate. He didn't. I don't think he said anything, but he stuck around there just to let the umpire know how he felt.
1-1, 2 runs in, a 3-run Oriole lead. Big moment for Casas. Here's the 1-1. Tristan swings and drives one high into center field, but it hangs up. Mullins' warning track is there to make the play, and the inning is over. Tristan just missed a 2-run bomb. We go to the 7th inning, 5-2 Orioles on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island wants you to stay healthy during cold and flu season. I'm Dr. Christopher Adiano, reminding you to protect yourself against the flu by getting the flu shot. You should also stay up to date on your COVID vaccines. If you have questions, talk to your provider.
With Neighborhood, you can get high-quality, affordable health insurance for you and your family. To learn how to join, call 1-401-459-6075. At Neighborhood, we're here for you.
Ripta's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all Rhode Island Public Transit Authority R-Line buses. Pay your Ripta fare with Wave Smart Card, Wave mobile app, or with $2 cash. On October 1st, please have your bus fare ready when boarding the R-Line. For more information, please visit Ripta.com. Thank you for riding Ripta.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination. And then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you. Around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise. For lives in drive.
Gresh and Fourier, weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
On to the seventh inning we go. The Red Sox so close to making it a one-run game. Here's Anthony Santander bat from the right against the lefty Jakes. Joe spins a slider on the outside corner, and that is strike one. Tristan almost hit a four-bagger in that inning for every four-bagger the Sox hit. The Sox Radio Network donates $40 to Cars for Kids. 0-1, way outside with a fastball, and it's 1-1.
I just think going back to Casas, it's just so frustrating because of the streak that he's on right now. Like he is seeing it so well. He's been the team's hottest hitter, and he's taking pitches that he should be taking, and yet every time they've been called against him.
1-1. Swing and a miss. I mean, he should have walked twice in a spot where the starter's rolling along, not out of the stretch. Those would have been big plays. And then for a hitter like him, he has made a living the last couple of months getting ahead 1-0 and doing big damage. It changes the complexion of an entire at-bat. 1-2 to Santander. Jakes throws, and he just misses. I do think, Rich, that in a year or two, Tristan's going to start getting the reputation throughout the league, like Joey Votto and so many others who have this great feel for the zone, and I don't think that sort of thing will happen as often. 2-2. Low. Not that should matter.
Right. Now, the counter, I guess, to that would be, do you change based on the umpire? Because all three strikes that we're talking about were all outside. So maybe that's just what the zone is, unfortunately, for the night.
3-2. Swinging a foul out of play. I mean, that has traditionally been a school of thought. The unfortunate part is that I think for Mike Esterbrook, it's been a little hit and miss.
It has been hit or miss, and the umpires are graded, too. So just because they had a bad call, they should. And you saw it in the first inning where they did the immediate makeup call, although those will actually go as two bad calls for him. But, yeah, you would think that it should just strikes are strikes.
3-2 is inside, I guess.
No, that was a strike. See, that was a strike.
That's awful from Mike Esterbrook. Awful. I mean, he's taking at-bats away from the Red Sox. Alex Cora is asking him if that's up. That is a strike.
As you said, Bradish doesn't need the help. Well, honestly, Jakes might. And that was a strike right down the middle.
And again,
kind of froze Santander there, but that should have been strike three.
We don't often harp on umpires unless it's this way.
Right.
And I'll tell you, it's also one-sided. The pitch to Ryan O'Hearn has had a huge night as a slider that misses outside ball one. The misses have gone against the Red Sox. Like balls to their hitters have been called strikes, and strikes from Houck and Jakes have not been called at times. 1-0, the pitch. That's a strike, I think it is. It's called one, and it's 1-1.
Nobody knows at this point. O'Hearn looked back. Wong's wondering.
But this dude, I got to wait a little longer.
O'Hearn had a couple. He's sad to see Houck out of the game. He had the home run. He had a scorching single down the line.
It really sparked the rally in the sixth. The 1-1 is fouled off. He took a mighty rip there, and it's 1-2. Today through Thursday at Shaw's and Star Market. Value pack boneless chicken breast or thighs, $2.47 a pound. When you use the digital coupon, you limit to Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh. 1-2. Double play depth over to pull behind Jakes. The pitch is a chopper foul on the first base line. It remains 1-2. The Orioles, in some ways, are not superficially as scary as teams like the Braves and the Dodgers. Even offensively, some of the real powers in the American League, but they do it relentlessly in a totally different way, and it adds up. 1-2. The pitch is inside.
Well, and not to harp or dwell on it, but it also shows you the importance of fielding each position, and not giving up extra outs. And you talked about how good they are at the plate with runners in scoring position. So it's all of those things. And it will be a question. If they get into a playoff series against Houston with all those studs, will that still find a way to win out?
2-2. Slider foul back. I would probably lean towards Yordan Alvarez and Justin Verlander.
Yep.
The thing about the Orioles setup right now, and I think this would be something I might be interested in changing in baseball, is that the playoff field, from the moment the regular season ends, is bracketed and set and fixed. 2-2 to O'Hearn. The pitch is a little bit outside. That's the pitch that was called a strike to Devers and Casas. But here, it's a ball, and it's 3-2. But the Orioles in the first round, if it ended right now, would play either the Astros or the Mariners, which doesn't seem right. 3-2. The best record in the game. The pitch is swung on and chopped up the middle. Hard to turn to. Valdez gloves. He runs the runner back, throws to first. The throw to second is into left field. Santander is into scoring position, and that's just not the right choice by Valdez. You
get
don't
the lead
have
runner.
time
we've all played Little League.
Turn the reverse double play there. Run him back to first and make sure there's nobody at second base. That's just a poor choice. One down with a man at second, and here comes Alex Cora to go get John Schreiber. That's just a basic, fundamental mental mistake.
Yeah, you certainly weren't going to turn two at that point. The ball was slowly hit, and you got to at least just run that runner back, like you said, and you got to get the lead guy, and you get a chance for a double play.
So Schreiber will come on. He was marvelous in Tampa Bay for a couple dominant innings. And he's going to try to keep this thing a 3-run ball game. 5-2, runner in scoring position with one down for Schreiber. We'll take a quick break, come back to Fenway after this on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, Sox fans, there are a lot of reasons to love being a Ford owner. And now, Ford Pickup and Delivery is one more. Just tell your dealer when and where you'd like to have your Ford picked up, home or work, and we'll come get it, service it, and return it to you. Ford Pickup and Delivery is part of U-Mode, benefits made just for Ford owners. See your participating Ford dealer for important program details and terms and conditions. Ford, official partner of the Boston Red Sox. This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV.
John Schreiber is on to face Ryan Mountcastle with a runner at second and one down. It's 5-2 Baltimore. Schreiber kept the game going into extra innings with two overpowering frames. He was really at his best a couple days ago in St. Pete. This is his 37th appearance. He's had the oblique issue that's limited him. But here he is in a spot to try to keep the Red Sox within three. Mountcastle's 0 for 3. He's at the plate with Cedric Mullins on deck. Who's on Deck is brought to you by On Deck, America's largest online small business lender. Apply today at ondeck.com. Well, Jakes did not do Houck any favors. Inherited runners scored. But overall, Joe gets 3 outs, make that 2. And he is, at the moment, not been charged with a run, though he is, of course, responsible for Santander at second. 2 walks No strikeouts for Jakes. Here's Schreiber against the dangerous Mountcastle. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner.
And going back to Valdez being unsure what to do, thinking about running the runner back, then going to first base, allowing the runner to get to second. It's another example of a play that doesn't result in an error, but it gives up an extra base.
Exactly right. Too many of those this year. The 0-1. That's ripped foul on the first base side late on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-2. And so much of that stuff, Rich, is just pre-pitch thought process. You got to be playing all those scenarios out in your head. 0-2. The pitch. Swinging a high fly into shallow right field. Verdugo's coming in. Santander's halfway. Alex makes the catch, no throw, and they're 2 down. I mean, Manuel Valdez is a really good hitter, and he's had some big moments for the Red Sox. The defense is a work in progress. Today, Valdez and Cedon Rafaela took ground balls at second base. Red Sox are trying now to do everything they can to find ABs for Cedon.
Yeah, we were talking about the future of Justin Turner with this team and about who's going to be the DH or how they're going to utilize the DH. The reality is you're looking out at most lineups, most nights. There's probably 5 guys that would be better off DHing for this team. You know, Devers, Yoshida. I do think Casas will figure it out at first base, so I'm not giving up on that. But just you're talking about who's a plus defender, who's even an average defender versus just too many below average defenders, which is, again, it's hand in hand with the starting pitchers not going deep into games.
Here's an interesting choice. The Red Sox want to go right on right with Austin Hayes. They intentionally walk Cedric Mullins. But this hitter, Austin Hayes, against Schreiber, is 3 for 5 with a homer and a double. Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses at a great slider, and it's 0-1. The Red Sox really want to play the right on right here. Hayes with 14 homers, 58 driven in. He hit that little ground ball to third into left field his last time to score Mullins. 0-1 the pitch. Slider popped up. On the infield, it'll work out for the Red Sox. Valdez, who's had some issues on this kind of play, is underneath it. He makes the grab, and the inning is over. You can exhale as we go to the stretch. 5-2. Orioles lead the Red Sox in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry. Take a trip back to carefree times. Leave today, Black Island awaits you. Just leave your troubles behind.
Your Block Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride and some fresh ocean air on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith. Visit blockislandferry.com or call 866-783-7996 for more information.
RIPTA's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all Rhode Island Public Transit Authority R-Line buses. Pay your RIPTA fare with Wave Smart Card, Wave mobile app, or with $2 cash. On October 1st, please have your bus fare ready when boarding the R-Line. For more information, please visit RIPTA.com. Thank you for riding RIPTA.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Well, the Orioles are going to their bullpen. 5-2 is the score as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Adam Duvall is going to lead it off against Jacob Webb, the right-hander. He's having himself a good year. 45th appearance, a 3.43 ERA. Strikes out a lot, does not walk many. Actually, he does. 5 walks per 9 innings. It's a little high for a reliever. He'll see Duvall, Yoshida, and Story in the Herb Chambers batting order. Pitch to Adam is low. You can see that Adam's a little bit jumpy on breaking stuff. He was out in front there, having struck out in 7 straight at-bats. Duvall trying to spark a rally here in the bottom of the 7th. Bradish was great. 1-0. Pitch. Duvall swings and misses at a slider. He's going to see breaking balls until he lays off them. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, Bradish, once again, 6 innings, 2 runs. That's what we said at the beginning of the game. Like, all he's been doing is going out there, giving you 6 innings, 2 runs, and he was really sharp early. They did get to him for 2, but all in all,
1-1 is chopped toward third. Coming in, Urias. He backhands. He throws to first in time, and Duvall put it in play, but he is gone for out number 1. Isn't that a luxury? Just book it. Every night, 6 innings, 2 runs.
The Red Sox have been striking out a lot lately. You go to the Aaron Savali game, the Tyler Glasnow game, and now Bradish goes 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. So once again, big strikeout totals against the Sox offense.
47 strikeouts in the 3-game series in Tampa. Way too many. Here's Yoshida with 1 down against Jacob Webb. The pitch is a strike. Fastball right there. And it's 0-1. Stay tuned after the game. Cooper Boardman's got the Nissan post-game show. Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. NissanUSA.com. 0-1. Yoshida way out in front of a changeup. 0-2. This place was alive in the 6th inning after Turner drove home Verdugo. Casas nearly launched one, but Sox trailing by 3. 0-2. That's outside. Only bright spot right now is that the Royals are leading the Blue Jays 2-1. Yankees tied with the Brewers 2-2 in the 6th. 1-2. The pitch. Yoshida lines one, just foul outside of third. Of course, this is the time of year where it's no longer good enough to not lose ground in the wild card. If indeed the Blue Jays lose that game, this is an imperative game to turn around.
You got 22 games left in the season. You don't have that luxury, and you're chasing 2 teams, not just 1.
1-2 to Yoshida. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 down. We take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI-FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Now here comes Trevor Story to try to launch a 2-out rally in the bottom of the 7th. Red Sox trailing 5-2. Daz is out on deck. Pitch is foul on the first base side. Straight back. Strike 1. This Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers Audi Burlington and Audi Brookline. Tampa Bay has surged back to take a lead over the Mariners 7-4. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and ground to the left side. Backhanded by Henderson. In the hole. He throws to first. That is in time to get Story. Brilliant play by Gunnar. And the inning is over. That kid is special. We go to the 8th inning. Orioles 5, Red Sox 2 on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valeni every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener. I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v. Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
El programa piloto de tarifa gratuita para la airline de Rifta finaliza el 30 de octubre. A partir del 1 de octubre, los pasajeros deben pagar la tarifa completa en todos los autobuses de la airline de la Autoridad de Transporte Público de Rhode Island. Pague su tarifa Rifta con una tarjeta inteligente Wave, la aplicación móvil Wave o con $2 en efectivo. El 1 de octubre tenga lista su tarifa de autobús cuando aborde la airline. Para obtener más información visite rifta.com. Gracias por abordar Rifta.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
John Schreiber continues in the game. Jordan Westberg, who pinch hit in the 6th, right-handed hitter to face him in the 8th. The pitch to him is a little bit outside fastball, and it's 1-0. Well, we were talking earlier about the Rookie of the Year race. I think Henderson and Casas, the clear runaway favorites. 1-0 is a strike on the outside corner. That was part of our Diesel Direct question of the day. And we'll get you the results here in just a moment. Diesel Direct reminds you to stop wasting time at the pump. Get on-site fuel with Diesel Direct. Here's the 1-1. Westberg fouls one off of Wong's mask, and it's 1-2.
And 51% of the voters say Tristan Casas is the Rookie of the Year.
Hey, man, I appreciate a little homerism.
I do, too. Gunnar Henderson had 32% of the vote. He was second. Yoshida, 13% was third.
Probably even a little high. At this point, there's very little chance it's not one of those top two guys. 1-2, backed up on the infield. Westberg waits as Schreiber sets. The pitch is popped up on the right side of the infield. Valdez starts in, now goes back, and he's there to make the play. Ball's in the air to the right side of the infield, a little perilous for him, and there's one down.
Yeah, that was anything but routine, but the last two pop-ups over to second base have been outs, so we'll go with that. But, yeah, every time with this Red Sox defense, you got to hold your breath.
Every double will the Red Sox hit. We're going to donate $50 to the American Diabetes Association, brought to you in part by the Massachusetts Health Connector, the place to go if you need health insurance. Here's Luis Urias' brother, Ramon, who swings and fouls the first pitch back. On the first base side, Fan clearly made a great play. And it's 0-1. 5-2 Orioles in the top of the 8th inning. Remember, the closer, Felix Bautista, lost for the year with an elbow injury. They're going to Yener Cano to close games. A swing and a miss by Urias, and it's 0-2. They've been great. I mean, they really have not missed a beat without him, but it is still a huge blow. He was in the Cy Young conversation, was Bautista. La Montaña, a mountain man. He is a beast. But he is done. 0-2. Here's the pitch. Outside from Schreiber.
Urias, the 9-hole hitter for the Orioles, but he wins a Gold Glove last year. So he's a guy who's very useful to this team. Talking about how 1 through 7 this lineup can all hit, but then the other guys that they are using are all very productive.
1-2. That's outside. I think it's Danny Coulombe, the left hitter, who's warming. Rios set things up for Cano. It is. Urias is singled, grounded to short, and been hit by a pitch. 2-2. Here's the pitch. That's outside. I bet when the season began, it was probably hard for Ramon to think that in the final trip of the season to Fenway Park, he'd look in the visiting dugout, in the home dugout, and see his brother.
Definitely. I mean, that was a surprise. Even all the way down to deadline day. It was a sort of a late acquisition by the Sox.
3-2. Swinging a foul back. And it's just an indication, by the way, that the Red Sox still are searching for a durable answer at second base.
Yeah, I mean, think about the number of combinations of second base, shortstop they have had this year. It's got to be right towards the top of the majors.
Too many. 3-2. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Story has been awesome. He glides to his left. He gloves. He throws to first. In time, 2 down. I mean, we broke camp with Kike and Arroyo as the double play combo. That did not work at all, especially at shortstop. And then Yu Chang was kind of a stopgap for a while. He got hurt. The Red Sox were trying anything they could. Pablo Reyes was a very nice Band-Aid for a while. He, by the way, played tonight for AAA Worcester. Could be back within a week or so. But they just have not had reliable consistency up the middle, and that has been a problem. Here's Adley Rutschman back from the left side. A slider misses inside from Schreiber, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, one of the what ifs is just Trevor Story's defense. Forget about what he's doing at the plate or what you'd want him to do at the plate, what you signed him for, but just his defense in the first half of the year.
No doubt about it. The 1-0. Swing and a drive down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is hooking, and it is a fair ball and a home run for Adley Rutschman. inside the pesky pole, many rows back, and it is 6-2 Baltimore.
Just smokes down the line. 18th home run of the year for Rutschman. Talked about how he's got the power from the left side. He could certainly hit for a high average from the right side, but he's got power from the left side. Put on that show at the Home Run Derby during the All-Star break. One of the great young players in the game. Runner-up in the Rookie of the Year last year to Julio Rodriguez, so no shame in that.
He loves Fenway. Had a 5-for-5 game on opening day. The Red Sox want him to look. This was definitely, at least from my vantage point, a fair ball.
That's definitely a home run.
So we got the headset on. Laz Diaz going to tell us.
Of a potential home run.
Yeah, so it's a crew chief review.
All right.
It's amazing to me that in 2023 we don't have a better triangulated camera shot. See, now here you can see on this view from the fair side of the pole, you can see the baseball between your eyes and the pole, which confirms and guarantees it's a homer. Here we go.
After review, the call has been confirmed. It's a home run.
That was pretty clear. Alex Cora is going to come get Schreiber. He's going to bring Bernardino into the game. The Orioles now lead by 4. The kid Rutschman is special. And a big swing ends the evening for Schreiber. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. 6-2 O's in the top of the 8th with 2 down. The base is empty. Here comes Bernardino right after this in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV. Hey, Sox fans, there are a lot of reasons to love being a Ford owner. And now, Ford Pickup and Delivery is one more. Just tell your dealer when and where you'd like to have your Ford picked up, home or work, and we'll come get it, service it, and return it to you. Ford Pickup and Delivery is part of U-Mode, benefits made just for Ford owners. See your participating Ford dealer for important program details and terms and conditions. Ford, official partner of the Boston Red Sox.
Brendan Bernardino is on. The Red Sox trailing 6-2 in the 8th inning. This is a spot that Brendan would normally never be in a game, but it's that time of year. And Alex Cora told me before the game, I asked him about the bullpen, our Sherwin-Williams fan question of the week on a Friday afternoon. And he said something he never does about bullpen usage. He said, we're running out of time, we're going to push them. So I think essentially from now until they are, if they are, mathematically eliminated, they're going to go for it and just put guys in spots they otherwise would not.
Well, you can hear for so many months, well, it's a long season, well, it's a long season, well, it's a long season. Well, now suddenly you have 22 games left, so what are you saving them for? Now, you're not trying to blow anybody's arm out and hurt them long term, but for right now, whatever bullets they have in the chamber, they need to use. And again, this offense is good enough to be in games when they're down 3 or 4 runs. So it's now up to the relievers like Bernardino just to keep it at a 4-run game, give the offense 2 more cracks at it to see if they can come back and win this thing.
But they've been held in check the last 2 games. Glasnow was awesome in Tampa, Bradish great tonight, and now the Blue Jays have flipped their game. They lead the Royals 4-2. So unless the Red Sox can turn this around, then they'd be 6 back with 21 to go. Now it gets even harder as Gunnar Henderson takes a curveball from Bernardino outside for ball 1. I do think if this weekend goes poorly, that kind of calculus from Alex Cora could change. As a curveball is a strike on the outside corner. Henderson. It's 1-1.
Join the club. He's not the only one that has not agreed with the balls and strikes tonight.
I think it's the first Orioles hitter who's experienced that, the 1-1. Down the third baseline foul. Little spinner, and it's 1-2. This feels like the last stand for the Sox in a lot of ways. Tristan Casas has 17-point edge in batting average over Henderson. He's got 66 points higher in OPS. But again, these new voters are like zealots to war.
I was going to say, there are still OPS people out there. I'm one of those people. Yep. I think the OPS is a very valuable statistic, and Casas has the edge there. But the war is almost double in favor of Henderson. And if you want to use team as a tiebreaker, good team, then maybe Henderson gets a few more votes that way too.
Yeah, the war driven so much by defense in this case, 1 and 2. In terms of the relative edge, Bernardino throws. And Gunnar drives one high and deep into center field. Back into Duvall. He's turned around, and it's off the garage door. It bounces back to Verdugo in right, and Gunnar's flying around second. He is into third base, and the Orioles' young superstar has a 2-out triple.
Yeah, he flies out of the box, too. And for a guy, he's not the fastest player in the world, but still, he knew he got all of that one. Goes over Duvall's head, and he has big, long strides, too, flying around the bases.
He actually hit right off the bleacher bar opening. And he's got a double and a triple tonight. The kid can play. 105 off the bat, and here comes Santander. Now, the leadoff walk and then the hit in the 6th inning kind of turned this game with Houck on the mound. And now, big spot for Bernardino as Santander skies one down the right field line. This is trouble toward the pole, and it is just foul. That one looked like a home run, too.
Yeah, that looked like Rutschman's a little bit. It wasn't hit as hard as Rutschman's was. It kind of hung up there. But yeah, just about the same spot.
It was slicing from the right-handed bat. That may be the only difference. Out of play, and it's 0-1. Santander the last 2 years has owned the Red Sox. 6-2 the score. Red Sox will have Valdez, Wong, and Verdugo due up. They do have hitters like Abreu and Rafaela available. The 0-1 is chopped to third. A curveball, and it's 0-2. Ref Snyder also available. And I think with Coulomb, it is a guarantee that Ref Snyder will hit for someone, most likely Enmanuel Valdez. 0-2. Henderson at third. Here's the pitch. That's down and in with a curve, 1-2. Hard to believe that in 36 hours, the NFL season in New England gets underway. The 1-2 is a check swing and a curve. Did he go? No, Santander did not. It's 2-2.
What a way to start the season. Maybe the best team in the NFL comes to town. Jalen Hurts getting a lot of preseason MVP love. Oh, by the way, Tom Brady's going to be there.
Yeah, maybe that'll charge the Pats up for the opener. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. That's in the dirt to the backstop through the legs of Wong, and that'll score a run. Henderson comes home. It is 7-2 Orioles. Now, they will score that a wild pitch, I think, because it did clip the dirt, but I think Wong would like to have another chance at that one. Looking at the replay. Now it skipped right off the plate.
It did bounce right at the plate or right in front of the plate.
Those are almost impossible to stop. They stay low. And so it goes to the backstop, and the Orioles now lead by 5. 3-2 the pitch. That is outside ball 4. So Santander is aboard. It's obviously the right thing to do. It'll be an emotional scene with Brady back at Foxborough right after he officially retires for, we think, the last time.
Never say never.
But it is, it's always fascinating when you think about all of the scrutiny and conversation around Mac Jones. To have him there, the juxtaposition, the imagery of that is, it could be challenging for the second-year quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think it's great for Mac Jones. I think it's a tough spot to put him in. You can understand why the owner would want Tom Brady there. Certainly fans would want Tom Brady there, but I can't imagine even Bill Belichick and Mac Jones being thrilled about, all right, we're starting the season brand new. Let's forget about last year. And, oh, by the way, the greatest player of all time who spent 20 years here is showing up, and they're going to do a whole thing at halftime and everything else. It's a tough spot for Mac Jones.
Aaron Hicks is going to pinch it here in the 8th inning. They will pinch run over at first base. It might be Ryan McKenna over there. Bernardino throws. Hicks lines one into right field. That's a base hit. Verdugo races over toward the line. He picks it up, but not in time to keep McKenna from racing over to third. The hits keep coming for the O's here. We got him at first and third with 2 down with a 5-run lead.
Ball almost hit McKenna. He had to stop for a second, but he easily gets to third base. And
now Alex Core's going to come out. He's taking Bernardino out of this game. The idea was to try to keep this thing close. It didn't happen. And now Bernardino will be lifted for Brandon Walter. The only other thing I would say in that spot, Rich, is couldn't you wait till like the Arizona Cardinals came to town for that ceremony?
100%. Go to a game that you have a much better chance of winning. Also, save it. Like, people are always fired up for game 1 anyway. Game 10, game 11, depending on how this season goes, maybe you need something like that.
Yeah, well, they'll do it on Sunday at Foxborough with the defending NFC champions in town. Maybe it'll inspire them to a scintillating season opener.
It's possible. It's possible. It's also Mac Jones' former college teammate on the other side, too, who has had a ton of success last year in Jalen Hurts.
Amazing what Alabama has done. All right, Brandon Walter is going to come on. We'll take a quick break. Tell you about Brandon. 7-2 O's in the 8th on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, Sox fans, there are a lot of reasons to love being a Ford owner. And now, Ford Pickup and Delivery is one more. Just tell your dealer when and where you'd like to have your Ford picked up, home or work, and we'll come get it, service it, and return it to you. Ford Pickup and Delivery is part of U-Mode, benefits made just for Ford owners. See your participating Ford dealer for important program details and terms and conditions. Ford, official partner of the Boston Red Sox. This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV.
Well, Brandon Walter is on with the Red Sox trailing by 5, 7-2 is the score. Bernardino, just one of his shakier outings of the entire season. He didn't get an out. 2 hits, I should say. And just gave up the 1 run for now, but he is responsible for Hicks and the pinch runner McKenna, who's on for Santander. So now Ryan Mountcastle to face Brandon Walter, and these Orioles, it's just been as advertised. Kyle Bradish, great start for him, and their offense has just come in waves.
Yeah, they're clutch. They can hit with runners in scoring position. They got a number of guys that can do damage.
Here's Mountcastle with major power. He's 0 for 4 tonight. He grounds one to short, hit hard, but right at Story. He goes the short way to second. Inning over. But the Orioles get 2 more up. 7-2 Baltimore. Bottom 8 next in the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
This is Upper Hand Fantasy.
What about J.K. Dobbins? I think he's going to be the breakout running back of 2023. I love the fact that he's a year removed from a bad injury. I love his price at the 4-5 turn. I'm happy with him as my RB2, but I do think he has RB1 upside, man. I think he is a dark horse candidate to lead the league in rushing. I think he has the talent. He has a great offensive line. He's averaging 5.9 yards per carry so far over his career.
Upper Hand Fantasy, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island wants you to stay healthy during cold and flu season. I'm Dr. Christopher Adiano, reminding you to protect yourself against the flu by getting the flu shot. You should also stay up to date on your COVID vaccines. If you have questions, talk to your provider.
With Neighborhood, you can get high-quality, affordable health insurance for you and your family. To learn how to join, call 1-401-459-6075. At Neighborhood, we're here for you.
Jones and Mego, weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Things not so good at Fenway Park tonight. 7-2 Orioles, Red Sox. Well, bat in the bottom of the 8th inning, and here comes Cedon Rafael to pinch hit for Valdez. I think if the game were a little closer, this would have been a spot for Rob Refsnyder, but the Red Sox figure, trailing by 5, get the kid Rafaela and at bat against the lefty. It's actually D.L. Hall, not Coulomb.
Well, there might be a lot of Rafaela over the next 3 weeks. Depending on how things shake out. You got Toronto and Texas both winning tonight. Sox down 5. I could certainly go for Rafaela playing 20 of these 21 final games.
There's no doubt about that. I think as the numbers get away, the Red Sox will do that. Rafaela has been very good to start his career. The pitch to him is a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. You look what the Yankees have done, brought up their young players. It's energized them. Similar things kind of happening here. 0-1, swing and a foul back. Rafaela takes big cuts. It is 0-2. He doubled as a pinch hitter on Wednesday in Tampa Bay. And Rafaela, this is his 9th game. He is 7 for 15. 0-2 pitch. He is low, with a slider, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
But the idea of him playing lights out Gold Glove center field, and if you have Trevor Story playing Gold Glove caliber shortstop, you figure out second base. Now all of a sudden up the middle, you're not giving up outs, and you're actually taking away runs.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He did strike him out with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Now that'll be the key. Can Rafaela, what's the number? Like what are they looking for as far as an on-base percentage or whatever the number they're looking at the plate to keep him out there in center field? Because that changes a lot of things. It makes the pitcher's job a whole lot easier for next year, and that could solve some stuff.
There's no doubt about that. Here's Wong. That is a strike in the outside corner. The Red Sox, I think, are going to try to get more right-handed in the outfield a little bit. I mean, they got Duvall out there. We'll see how that plays out. Red Sox would love to have him back. The 0-1 to Wong, who's had a big night, is outside a fastball 1-1. Sort of locked into Yoshida in left field. He's a left-handed hitter. Jaron Duran, where could he move? 1-1. If Rafaela is the center fielder, that misses down and into Connor Wong. It was great to see Jaron, by the way. He was here today on crutches in a walking boot. He had the successful toe surgery last week. And I love seeing him back here around the team because of all the things he's been through. 2-1 is swung on and missed. Fastball, and it's 2-2. But yeah, I mean, Rafaela, you wouldn't need a whole lot of offense from him. I mean, in today's game, that doesn't always apply. But if you're the Gold Glove winner or anything close to it in center, you'll take some power and maybe learn in the big leagues.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the way this Red Sox offense was most of the year, they went 7 deep at the plate, sometimes even more than that. So, yeah, you can afford to have a couple gloves.
2-2 is fouled back. He doesn't look intimidated, Rafaela, nor does Wilger Abreu. I like the chemistry between those guys. It's sort of fun to see what you hope is the next wave, the next generation, be so tight.
Yeah, and it's a good point on Jaron Duran, too, because he did have a great season, and what a night and day difference from a year ago. So I'm not trying to move him out of that spot.
2-2 is outside. I mean, there is a world, though, in which you could envision maybe Jaron sliding over to left field for Rafaela, and then maybe Yoshida plays more of a DH-type role.
Right. And then that goes back to what's Turner's future, because he's got the player option, but he's going to opt out. He's going to make a lot more money, whether it's here or somewhere else.
3-2 is outside. Very close pitch, but Wong draws a one-out walk. A little spark for the Red Sox.
Costas is like, where was that? Where was that earlier tonight?
Yeah, in a much more important spot in the game. At the moment, it's 7-2 Baltimore with one down in the 8th inning. Verdugo has grounded out twice and then doubled and scored.
It's also 3 times on base for Wong. He had the home run, and he had the first hit of the game for the Red Sox off of Bradish. He's the only one that really figured out Bradish and now draws a walk.
He's had to play so much for the Red Sox. Pitch to Doogie is high and outside. I think even a day off for a catcher like Wong freshens the legs. And the results have followed. 11 hits for the Orioles, just 4 for Boston. One of them from this man, Verdugo. Pitch is looped foul on the third base side. And it's 1-1. The Patriots and the Eagles are not the only big-time game on the slate coming up this weekend. I mean, I think both the primetime games have got chances to legitimately challenge like all-time regular season ratings records. 1-1 to Verdugo. Pitch to him is swung on a miss. I mean, Sunday night is the Cowboys and the Giants.
Yeah, people go crazy for the Cowboys. Every single year they go crazy. They haven't made it to the conference championship game since '95, and yet they go nuts for quote-unquote America's team. But the Giants were surprisingly good last year under Dayball, so there'll be a lot of eyes, as there always is on Cowboy game, but big division game right out of the chute. And then, yeah, Monday night is going to be great.
1-2 to Verdugo with Wong at first. Long hold the pitch. He is outside. I mean, Aaron Rodgers makes his debut for the Jets at home, hosting the Buffalo Bills.
And everybody is picking either the Bills to win the division again or the Jets this year to win the division. Nobody's picking the Dolphins. Certainly nobody's picking the Patriots.
Verdugo, the 2-2. Did he stop his swing? Yes, he did, according to Laz Diaz on a slider. It's 3-2.
How do you think Rodgers is going to do with the Jets?
Man, it's so hard to say. He has not looked like himself the last couple of years. The thing about the Jets, and Patriots fans know this, they are great almost everywhere else.
Yeah.
So it almost just needs to be better, not even Hall of Fame level. Rodgers, 3-2 is fouled straight back.
I kind of think it's going to look like some of his recent Packer teams where they might win 12 or 13 games, and then all of a sudden here come the playoffs, and they just lay down to the Chiefs or the Bengals or even the Bills. But I think they're going to be good in the regular season. They have so much talent on both sides of the ball.
Kid Garrett Wilson was unbelievable as a rookie. 3-2 to Verdugo with 1 on and 1 out. 7-2 O's. Here's the pitch. Verdugo skies one into center field, but off the end of that, racing in is Mullins, and the Orioles center fielder is there to make the play. So 2 down for Devers. The one thing I do know is we know nothing. I mean, it is the most unpredictable league, and everybody assumes that all the powers will be right there again, and I mean, that's likely.
Oh, yeah, watching last night, I'm like, I got Chiefs minus 3.5. I'm not even going to think twice about it. Lions went outright. You're like, okay, here we go. Back to the drawing board.
NFL, the hardest week-to-week sport to pick anywhere. Here's Devers. He's looked good, but he's 0 for 3. The pitch is swung on a miss. That was a bigger cut. And a slider, and it's 0-1. They probably would have been a little different game if Kadarius Toney could catch a football.
Wow, that was rough.
They clearly need a little Travis Kelce back in their lives. 0-1 to Devers. That pitch misses outside. Slider, and it's 1-1.
I mean, they went to the Super Bowl last year with not great wide receivers, but they did have the best current tight end in the game, and so he was out. Also, what a weird situation. Chris Jones, who's holding out, the defensive lineman for the Chiefs, is in a luxury box just watching the game.
Weird look for sure. 1-1 to Devers with 2 down the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 sliders, and he's taking huge cuts at him. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, if he connects with either of those, that's home run number 30.
I'll still ride with any team that has Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
yeah, they're going to be fine.
Just really, I think a legitimate chance to go down with the all-time greats. 1-2 to Devers. Wong at first with 2 down. The pitch is high. Raffy, that was interesting. He doubled back down, and I think he might have swallowed something in his mouth. He's kind of choking on all fours. The pitch was up and into him. Alex Cora has a puzzled look on his face.
I didn't think it was that in. It caught Devers off guard. I didn't think it was.
No.
No.
Now, any fastball at 96.
Sure. I mean, I'm not trying to stand in there on that, but it didn't even hit his hand. Without even moving his hands, it didn't hit him in his hands, and yet he reacted like it was in on the chin.
2-2. 7-2 O's in the 8th. Bat held straight over his head. The pitch. High and away, a fastball. I miss the one thing that I don't like about the pitch timer, which has been marvelous, which has really rejuvenated the game, is it robs us of so much of the in-between pitch antics from Devers.
True.
Which are always so entertaining. 3-2. Wong will get a running start from first. The pitch is swung on and driven into deep right field. Back at the track, at the wall. It is caught! What a grab by Ryan McKenna at the wall in right field. It may not have been Devers' home run number 30, but it sure was close. A spectacular leaping grab, and on the replay, I think that was going to go out. So Ryan McKenna, who dropped the fly ball that gave Duvall the opportunity to hit the walk-off home run, how's that for redemption? He robs Raffy, and we go to the ninth. 7-2 Orioles on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry. Take a trip back to carefree times. Leave today, Black Island awaits you. Just leave your troubles behind.
Your Black Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride and some fresh ocean air on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith. Visit blackislandferry.com or call 866-783-7996 for more information.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
RIPTA's R-Line fare-free pilot is coming to an end on September 30th. Starting October 1st, passengers must pay full fare on all Rhode Island Public Transit Authority R-Line buses. Pay your RIPTA fare with Wave Smart Card, Wave mobile app, or with $2 cash. On October 1st, please have your bus fare ready when boarding the R-Line. For more information, please visit RIPTA.com. Thank you for riding RIPTA.
The Rich Keefe Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Cedric Mullins is going to lead it off against Brandon Walter in the ninth inning. 7-2 Baltimore. It was very nearly 7-4. Rafaela, by the way, straight change. He stays in the game. He's at second base. Mullins intentionally walked his last time. Before that, a 2-run triple. Walter throws, and Mullins crushes one foul down the right field side. Look out. And a play, and it's 0-1. I'm mostly certain that ball was going to get out. McKenna leapt from about the middle of the warning track in front of the Bank of America sign out there in the Oriole bullpen. 0-1. Devers is taking deep breaths. Third, the pitch to him is outside. It's 1-1. It's probably impossible to be certain about it, but I thought given how high he leapt and reached up, that was at the very least going to hit the top of the wall and have a real good chance to go out.
Yeah, and his foot lands, and then he crashes into the wall, so it wasn't even 2 steps in the wall. 1-1 is popped up in a shallow right field. Rafaela going out. He'll be called off by Verdugo. That was good range there by Cedon. He looked like a center fielder. One down. Like Kelly Leak. He just wants to make every play out there, and I don't blame him.
I love it. It's a welcome change. So with one down, here comes Austin Hayes. It bears repeating. Like, I know all this stuff is easier said than done for a hitter like Devers, but it's just insane what happens when he commits the other way. The pitch to Hayes is in the dirt to the backstop. He every single swing in the first 2-3 rounds of batting practice, he intentionally was banging balls off the green monster. What happens? He hit 2 missiles to center field that were caught and then was robbed of a likely home run.
Yeah, that is when you're not in a groove, those are the ones that end up as outs. And he did. He stung 3 of them today, and it ends up being all outs.
1-0 to Hayes is outside a ball. Attendance 33,524. Brought to you by Citgo. Whether you're off to the ballpark, dog park, or amusement park, Citgo top-tier tri-clean gasoline gets you where you're going. 2 balls, no strikes to Austin Hayes. He takes a ball. It knocked Wong's glove off. And it's 3-0. But you hope he keeps the same approach tomorrow. It's more about process than results, really. He had some great swings tonight.
Yeah, and Flaherty is a guy they can get after. We talked about his first start was good when he got acquired by the Orioles, and then his next 4 have not been good.
3-0. That's a ball. 4-pitch walk to Austin Hayes. Bring up Jordan Westburg. I mean, it looks like the Red Sox are going to fall 6 out of the 3rd wild card with 21 games to go, and that starts to become an almost impossible task.
Yeah, I agree, especially when it became 2 teams. You know, right at the trade deadline, August 1st, there was 1 team in front of them. That's so much easier to wrap your head around.
Here is Westburg from the right side. A cutter that missed from Walter. It's 1-0.
And who knew the Mariners were going to take off the way that they did? They trade their closer away, then they're the hottest team in baseball, and they jump up. But now the Red Sox found themselves in a spot where it was the Blue Jays and whoever the 3rd team was in the AL West.
That Mariners run really did change everything. It happened right after we saw them. The 1-0 cutter misses, and Walter's thrown 6 straight balls. Just another way of looking at this. Toronto right now, they've played 140 games after 141 after the win tonight. They've not updated the standings just yet. So they are now 78 and 63. So they'll have 21 games remaining. And let's just say they go a game below 500. Like they got 21, let's say they go 10 and 11. That is 88 wins. And for the Red Sox to do that, if they lose tonight with 21 remaining, they'd have to go 16 and 5 to catch them.
I don't love that.
That's sort of the simple math of things. 2-0 to Westburg. Walter trying to find the strike zone. 1 down of the ninth. The pitch is low. Cutter, and it's 3-0. And as you said, you still got the Rangers to worry about too. And they're 76 and 63. Texas is tied with the Athletics right now in the 5th inning. 3-0 is a strike on the inside corner.
It seems like individually they both seem catchable. Like the Blue Jays aren't this juggernaut. The Rangers have had these bad losing streaks in the second half. But the idea of getting both of them is just kind of
long shot for sure. 3-1 is another ball. Walter's having real difficulty throwing strikes here. His 2nd consecutive walk. Dave Bush is going to come out 2 on with 1 out. 7-2 already in the top of the ninth. And I mean, the Red Sox, this is the thing about these last, 7-10 days. It started with the Astros and Dodgers sequence, and then, you drop a game in Kansas City, you drop a series in Tampa Bay. On the margins, the difference between, being within 2-3 games and 4 and 5, if you had held the line a little bit better, you have games with both the Blue Jays and the Rangers remaining where you could go into those series and say, all right, we could flip the whole narrative by, taking all the games in this series.
It really seems like you can draw it back to right after the trade deadline, playing the Blue Jays, who they dominated in the first half of the season, and getting swept here at Fenway against the Blue Jays. I know they had that little fight back, and they swept the Yankees, and there was some goodwill there, but I think you really trace it back to that Blue Jays series.
2 on, 1 out. For Ramon Urias. Pitch is way outside, not even close with a slider ball 1. And actually, I was looking at the manual scoreboard here at Fenway, and they'd taken off the innings designation in that Blue Jays score, which always means it's final. They put an 8 back there, so that game is not yet totally final. Just to clarify, 1-0 is ripped into left field. That's a base hit. Yoshida is going to come up throwing, but the runners will hold. Austin Hayes stops at 3rd as Devers racing across the infield. Fields that throw, and here we go. Now, bases loaded with 1 out for Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, bottom of the 8th in Toronto. Blue Jays are up 5-3 on the Royals. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th.
But again, some point, either now or in the near future, the out-of-town scores mean less and less.
Right.
Got to handle your own business, and the Red Sox not doing that tonight. They trail 7-2. Bases loaded with 1 down for Rutschman, who takes a strike on the outside corner.
Worth noting, Rutschman might be the biggest fan of I Think You Should Leave, the Tim Robinson sketch show on Netflix. He's constantly posting and tweeting about it on Instagram or Twitter. And I'd have to agree, it's also one of my favorite shows.
I did not know that about him. 0-1. That is a little bit outside from Walter, and it's 1-1. So you're saying he's a character?
I am, yeah. He definitely seems like he's got the personality. He's going to be one of those guys that I'm sure he'll have a great 12-year career, and then the minute he's done, he'll be working for some MLB network or something.
1-1 is grounded to third. Devers backhands. He steps on the bag, and that's all they'll get. Raffy sort of stumbled after snaring that. A run comes home. So Rutschman has his third RBI, and it's now 8-2 Orioles.
I'm not sure there was a chance at any kind of double play here, so Devers ends up just taking the easy out right there at third base.
70 RBIs now for Rutschman. Even that was not that smooth for Devers. The footwork a little caught up coming to the bag. Alex Cora told me it's just the consistency for Devers. Pre-pitch mostly. Get ready to make plays before the pitch is thrown from the mound. 8-2 Orioles. Now Gunnar Henderson, who's had a huge night at the plate, takes a cutter outside, ball one. So Gunnar has doubled and tripled, batting for the 6th time in this game. Jorge Lopez, the man the Orioles reclaimed off waivers the other day, returns. He's warming from the right side in the Baltimore bullpen. 0-1 the pitch. Henderson fouls it off. Big slider, and it's 0-2. I have not checked out I Think You Should Leave. Is that one you would recommend?
It's amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it's incredible. There's 3 seasons on Netflix. There are 6 episode seasons. Each episode is 16 minutes, and it's just one hilarious sketch after the next. I love it.
Well, you're telling me that I need to download it before our next flight.
Oh, long flight. You'd get the whole 3 seasons in.
I'm going to do it. Especially with this season going the way it is. A little laughter wouldn't be the worst thing.
No, you need it.
Another run in, 8-2 Baltimore. Time is called.
Although a flight back from a bad road trip and they hear Will Fleming on the plane laughing hysterically, that might not be the best.
I will tell you that the morning is not a real thing anymore in baseball. These flights tend not to vary too much. 0-2 is outside. I think the old guard, that probably rankles them a little bit. This new generation, it's just it's kind of accepted across the game.
The best teams lose 60 times.
That's
so,
right.
if you beat yourself up every time, that is just a long season and a miserable career.
Whereas, like on an NFL plane,
Sure.
if you
That's
lose
different.
the game, there is no talking. It is head down. We just lost a war. 2-on-2 out, 8-2 Baltimore. 1-2 from Walter to Henderson. The pitch is in the dirt. Slider, and it's 2-2. Which I guess makes some sense. I think it's probably gone a little too far, but you game plan, you work, you fight all week to lose and not have an opportunity to play until literally a full week later.
Yeah, if you compare it to baseball, you lose 1 game in football. That's like a 10-game losing streak in baseball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. That is outside. A fastball cutter from Walter, and it's 3-2.
This was a 1-0 game in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah.
We were talking about how Bradish, who did have a great game, but Tanner Houck was also dealing pretty good for 5 innings. And then that's when the wheels fell off.
Third time through really got him. Here's the pitch, and it is ripped into right field. That's a base hit. Coming to third is Westberg. He will be waved home. Verdugo's throw, not in time. Foot first slide. Another RBI for Henderson, who's now a homer away from the cycle, and it's 9-2 Baltimore.
Yeah, Verdugo came up throwing there. It was not really a play at the plate, but it was a little bit closer than I thought. He had to slide. He wasn't standing up running in.
Because of that, Rutschman goes over to third, but at that time, an 8-2 game. I think he'll live with it.
Right.
So now here's Ryan McKenna, who just robbed Raffy out in right field, the local kid. Costas and Gunnar clearly have had some time together. A little chat over at first base. So now first and third for McKenna. Pitch is popped foul on the first base side. Out of play, into the seats, 0-1. 9-2 Baltimore. Walter is going to have to get this final out. There's not a chance in the world that anybody else will get up and throw. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. Change up, and it's 0-2, barring injury, that is. Game out of hand. Alex is trying to save some bullets for tomorrow.
Right, Chris Sale tomorrow. You wonder how long he can stay in the game. At least you'll have, Winkowski and Martin and Jansen ready to go if it's close. They have the lead.
0-2. Pitch outside. Alex Cora, as long as that he thinks the offense has one more big run in it, well, they'll need it. And they'll need it starting tomorrow against Flaherty. And really, as we said, there's just so little margin for error remaining in this year. 1-2. Here it is. That's way high, and a great job there by Wong to leap up and keep that from going to the backstop. Fastball had missed by a ton, and it's 2-2. Freddie Freeman hit his 53rd double tonight.
God, he's just a double machine. He even got a double with the Marlins ball guy when he grabbed the ball through in the crowd. He got a double for that, too.
He is a phenomenal player. How about that 1-2 punch at the top? Freeman and Mookie. 2-2. That is outside with a changeup, and the count is full.
That might be, this sounds hyperbole, but is that the best 1-2 almost ever? Because I'm trying to think back. Normally teams would have, especially power guys, always hitting third or hitting third for, like Manny and Ortiz was incredible. Or Ortiz-Manny, depending on what year you're talking about.
3-2 is fouled off the end of the
1-2?
bat.
I mean, you have two MVP candidates right off the top. They're both hitting for power. They're driving in a million runs. How Mookie Betts has as many RBI as he does hitting leadoff is wild.
Helps to hit all those leadoff home runs.
Yes.
It is a marvel what they do at the top of their order. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 more runs in, 9-2. Orioles lead. Walter trying to get out of this. He throws and a swing and a foul. First base side out of play. We'll take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
3 balls and 2 strikes from Ryan McKenna. First and third, the O's have him leading at the corners. Walter throws. And a fastball misses outside ball 4. That's the 3rd walk of the inning by Walter. The bases will again be loaded for Aaron Hicks. It is sort of a case point and a juxtaposition when you got guys like Walter and Chris Murphy, whom we've seen. One of the things the Orioles have done in recent years is not just generate position players like Henderson and Rutschman, but they're starting to get the pipeline going with the young pitchers. Here's Hicks, who singled his last time. He takes a sweeper down and in ball 1. It's imperative to have that depth at the AAA level, to graduate, to be fixtures, but to have options if things go wrong.
Oh, absolutely. And that's one thing the Red Sox, where their farm system has been built up, but it is not loaded with arms by any stretch.
1-1 after Cutter hits the corner. I mean, Bayo's the success story.
Sure.
And actually, there are some guys at the lower levels who are really starting to pop. Perales comes to mind, but they are, at least a year or 2 away. 1-1, the pitch is lined into center field. That is down for a base hit. Rutschman comes home. Henderson being waved in behind him. It's a 2-run hit for Aaron Hicks. This thing has gone off the rails. It's 11-2 Orioles.
11-2, 1-0 in the 6th inning. The game was humming by, too. It was like an hour to get to the 6th inning. And then things have really, really slowed down. Sox had a little bit of a spark in the bottom of the 6th where they scored 2 runs. They were threatening a little bit, but that's it. It's the only inning they've scored runs, and now Baltimore is just really taking advantage.
5 runs in against Brandon Walter. He's got to be wondering about what the future could hold for him. There's Ryan Mountcastle. The pitch is popped up in a shallow right field. Verdugo will drift over to his left, make the play. He's there. Mercy hitting over. 11-2 Orioles. Going to the bottom of the 9th in the Shaw's and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
On life's journey, we all need guideposts. Find inspiration and discover your next great Bible, devotional, or faith-based read at shopguidepost.org. Plus, enjoy free shipping on orders $45 or more with code FREESHIP45.
Neighborhood Health Plan of Rhode Island wants you to stay healthy during cold and flu season. I'm Dr. Christopher Adiano, reminding you to protect yourself against the flu by getting the flu shot. You should also stay up to date on your COVID vaccines. If you have questions, talk to your provider.
With Neighborhood, you can get high-quality, affordable health insurance for you and your family. To learn how to join, call 1-401-459-6075. At Neighborhood, we're here for you.
Aetna has a network of over 1.6 million care providers. But what does that really mean for you? Well, ever heard of an otolaryngologist? They specialize in head and neck problems, and we've got 7,877 of them ready to straighten you out. From allergists to urologists, we treat healthcare as a team sport. So when your health moment arrives, you can trust our network of doctors have your back, because healthier happens together. For all your healthcare moments, choose Aetna. Learn more at aetna.com/moments.
Hey, it's Justin Turner. This is the home of the Sox, WEEI.
Back at Fenway for the bottom of the ninth inning. Jorge Lopez, the one-time Oriole closer, whom they traded away at the deadline to the Minnesota Twins. That backfired on Minnesota because they sent Anair Cano, who's been unbelievable for these Baltimore Orioles. He's now their closer, and the Orioles just got Lopez off waivers from the Miami Marlins, trying to recapture some of that magic that really did make him one of the great closers in the game. People were surprised when they traded him last year. The Orioles were sort of on the fringes of the race. That's the kind of courage it can take sometimes. Be decisive. Take a risk. Pay it off the following year. Here's Wilger Abreu, left-handed hitter who will pinch hit for Turner with the Orioles ahead 11-2 in the bottom of the ninth. To your point earlier, Rich, we're going to see these young players from now on as things sort of dwindle in the playoff odds.
Yeah, I think Rafael is the key. Like, I want to see him play short. I want to see him play center field. You mentioned he was taking ground balls at second base. Maybe put him there a little bit. Have him play all over the field, and then see what he can do at the plate.
Wilger's looked the part. Hit his first big league home run. Got his first big league hit down in Houston a couple weeks ago. He takes a strike on the inside corner. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan postgame show. Cooper Boardman will have you for that thrilling show. Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. 0-1. Abreu rips it foul on the first base side. 0-2.
Yeah, hit a home run, had a kid. He's back with the team again.
Probably a week he will not forget.
No.
He did something cool I saw that right when they had their baby. He at the hospital they give you the ink footprints on the piece of paper usually.
Yeah.
0-2 is strike three call. Backdoor curve. Abreu is gone. Wilger put the baby footprint in ink on the sweet spot of a baseball.
I like that.
You know?
Yeah, that's good.
Wouldn't have been something if that was the ball from his first home
Maybe
run.
It was.
Maybe
it was a home run ball.
I got to ask him.
Yeah, that's nice.
That'd be really cool if he did that. Here's Casas, who's been a little bit robbed tonight. The pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Tristan worked 3-2 counts his first two times. Ball four was called a strike, and then he just missed, ripping a home run to center in the sixth. 11-2 Baltimore. Here's the 0-1. That's low. Change up, a ball and a strike.
He's got his 13-game hitting streak, longest of his career, on the line. So it all comes down to this right here.
I'd love to see him get a knock right here. 1-1. Tristan has just been fabulous. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the right side. The first baseman, Mountcastle, has it. He'll take it himself. Tristan shattered his bat. The handle still in his hands, and the Red Sox are down to their last out.
Yeah, that bat snapped.
It wouldn't have happened if he
much
used,
of it. It looks like a weapon now.
It does, a projectile. But see, if he'd used wood from Cape Cod lumber, that would not have happened.
That's true.
CCLco.com. All right, two down, and here is Adam Duvall, who's really himself looking to get something going to carry over into tomorrow. 11-2 Baltimore, two down in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. Good curveball, and it's 0-1. They're in the top of the ninth inning. Blue Jays have 2 on for Bobby Witt Jr. against the Blue Jay closer. 5-3 Toronto leads there. The Brewers have blasted it open in New York. They lead the Yanks 8-2. 0-1 is swung on and missed. Another curve, and Adam is just not picking up spin. It's 0-2.
With the knuckle curve from Lopez. Duvall just not a confident swing there at all.
0-2. Duvall will take time. Chris Sale tomorrow against Jack Flaherty. 4-10 first pitch. 0-2. Down to their final strike on a disappointing Friday night. Duvall waits. Lopez throws. And a swing and a miss. He got him on a slider, and the ball game is over. Duvall strikes out for the third time tonight, the 8th time in his last 9 at-bats. Ball game over. The Orioles beat the Red Sox 11-2 to open this 3-game series. Totals and post-game show next on the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Sail away on the Black Island Ferry. Take a trip back to carefree times. Leave today, Black Island awaits you. Just leave your troubles behind.
Your Black Island getaway starts as soon as you board. Enjoy the ride and some fresh ocean air on our traditional or high-speed ferries from Point Judith. Visit blackislandferry.com or call 866-783-7996 for more information.
At Enterprise, we know you're constantly on the move. Getting this?
Thanks, Mom.
Fixing that. You reach a destination, and then it's on to the next. And when life is moving at the speed of, well, life, Enterprise is right there with you, around the corner and around the globe. We'll keep you moving forward. Enterprise, for lives in drive.
Actual mileage may vary. More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI. This is the Nissan postgame show. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full lineup that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com.
Rough night at Fenway for the Red Sox. They fall to the Orioles 11-2 and drop the opener of this 3-game series with the best record in the American League. They've now dropped 3 in a row. The Red Sox O's have won 6 in a row and 12 of 15, and they are now 89-51. The Sox fall now with the loss to 69, I should say. Red Sox get 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. They leave only 3. The Orioles, this could have been worse. 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors, and they leave 12. Bradish was great. He gets the win. Houck gets the loss. He was excellent for 5 innings, but sort of hit a wall in the 6th. It took 3 hours and 1 minute to play it in front of 33,852. Will Fleming and Rich Keefe back in the broadcast booth high above Fenway Park. Rich, sorry we didn't have a more entertaining game for you in the early portions of this thing. It really was a pitcher's duel. I think credit goes to Bradish, and I think questions still remain about that 3rd time through the order for Tanner.
Yeah, it's just such a tough decision for Alex Cora because Tanner Houck is rolling through 5, but all data would suggest it's not going to go great in the 6th. That 3rd time through for Houck is a real thing, and he only allowed 1 run to that point, the solo homer. Bring him out there, and it got out of hand pretty early, and by the time you get the bullpen in, all of a sudden the Orioles put up 4 runs, and they have a 5-0 lead. In the Red Sox, they responded with 2 in the 6th, but they weren't able to score any more than that. And you can just see why the Orioles are as good as they are. Just the number of ways they can beat you. They field it, they pitch, they hit. I mean, they're a complete team.
Well, Raffy if there's any small glimmer of a bright spot from this game, he hit 2 line drive bullets to center field, was robbed of what might well have been his 30th home run late in the game in deep right field. So you hope that is a good sign of things to come. The Red Sox are only going to go as far as their offense can try to muster some stuff going, because tonight, I mean, Turner does double down the right field line to drive and run, but he struck out 3 times. Duvall 0 for 4 with 3 more strikeouts. Yoshida 0 for 3. Story 0 for 3. So if they're going to turn this thing around and pull off a miracle, Rich, there's just got to be more power up and down the lineup.
Yeah, you mentioned all the strikeouts that they had in the Rays series. That seems to be carrying over into this one. 13 strikeouts by Orioles pitching tonight. Just not good enough. Too many guys that every time they would come up, you'd mention the slump that they were in, or you'd mention the strikeout streak that they were on. And guys who were really good for times during the year, Justin Turner, Adam Duvall, just coming off of a hot stretch. Those guys are all kind of cooling off at the absolute worst time, because you know you're probably not going to win a lot of pitcher's duels. You're going to have to outslug these teams that you're playing, and they just didn't have it tonight against Bradish nor the Orioles bullpen.
We got a note from our friend Red Sox Nation Stats about half an hour ago, and this number has changed, but now 13 strikeouts, as you say, 60 strikeouts over their last 4 games, and according to this, that's the most strikeouts Boston has ever had, going all the way back to 1930 over a 4-game stretch. So,
I mean, 15 a game, that is wild. Like, it's not like you're going up against Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez every night either. That is pretty wild. Even like Savale, when he pitched against him, he only went 5 1/3. But what do you have, 12 strikeouts on his own, and then he handed off to that good bullpen. So, yeah, they're struggling right now at the plate.
And this Orioles team, I mean, Bradish was really good, impressive again. He, as you said, he's like a robot that just over 6 innings gives up 2 runs. And then you got Henderson, and you got Rutschman, Santander again.
O'Hearn's good at this.
It's just unbelievable. This Orioles team is a force.
They really are, and they're impressive. And they got the young guys at the top who are going to be a problem for a really long time in Rutschman and in Henderson. But the middle of their order, they're not MVP candidates, but they're just solid, tough outs. They normally hit well with runners in scoring position. They did leave a bunch of runners on today. But then even at the bottom of your lineup, you have Cedric Mullins, who was a 30-30 guy a couple years ago, and you have Austin Hayes, who was an all-star this year. So it's a really good team. I think their starting pitching is going to be the question. When they get into a series against Verlander or Scherzer or whoever it ends up being, how do these guys stack up against them?
No doubt about it. Well, the Blue Jays game has gone final. They held on to beat the Royals 5-4. So that means with 21 games remaining, 6 out in the wild card. And the math is the math, Rich. And it means, I mean, look, at some point it is just a mountain too steep to climb. We talked about the numbers. But legitimately, now these next 2 days with Sale and Bayo on the mound, if they're going to have even a fighter's chance, these become imperative games, and it's one where you'd really like Chris to stand tall tomorrow.
Well, yeah, now suddenly it's not just must win, it's must win for you and must losses for the other 2 teams that you're chasing.
Yep.
And so if that happens over the next 2 days, maybe sort of take a breath and see what it looks like on Monday. But other than that, I think it's let's see Rafaela every single day. Tristan Casas is a guy to watch every single day, listen to every single day. Bayo will have a handful more starts. Like, that is kind of what you're looking at here the rest of September.
Yeah, indeed. And I think it's so likely that you'll see guys like Rafaela and Abreu. I think Wilger will get the start tomorrow. Probably give Duvall a day. I mean, against the righty and Flaherty, we'll see. But I would expect we'll see Wilger. Well, Rich, for 5 innings or so, this was a fun affair. Thanks so much. That was great.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. We'll hope to do it again sometime in the not-too-distant future. 11-2, Orioles beat the Red Sox. Cooper Boardman's got the Nissan post-game show from right here at Fenway Park. Right after this, the Orioles take the opener 11-2. By the way, tomorrow is a typical Saturday start, 4:10 first pitch, Sale and Flaherty. Until then, Will Fleming for Rich Keefe saying so long from Fenway Park. 11-2 O's and the Shaws and Star Market Red Sox Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
At Six Flags Fright Fest, fear is all around you. Some fear the heights, some the frights. But everyone shares the fear of missing out. Join New England's largest and scariest event, Select Night, September 23rd through October 29th, with over 20 horrifying attractions, including 3 new scare zones. You can't escape Fright Fest at Six Flags, presented by Snickers, only here for a limited time. And nothing scarier than that. Visit sixflags.com to purchase tickets.
On life's journey, we all need guideposts. Find inspiration and discover your next great Bible, devotional, or faith-based read at shopguidepost.org. Plus, enjoy free shipping on orders $45 or more with code FREESHIP45.
Are you ready to focus on what you're truly passionate about? At the University of Massachusetts Amherst, we're committed to helping students design a meaningful path for their future. As one of the country's top-tier public research universities, we're helping drive the world forward, empowering students to challenge convention, champion innovation, and embrace the freedom of affecting real positive change in the world. Tap now to explore flexible options for a high-quality education or visit umass.edu. Be revolutionary.
You're listening to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now back to the play-by-play action.
Welcome back to Fenway Park. You're listening to the Nissan postgame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Tough night for the Sox. 11-2 final tonight. It was closer than that for the majority of the night. Got away late. A 4-run 6th inning, the majority of which was charged to Tanner Houck. Sox got 2 back in the 6th to make it a 5-2 ball game, but it did not get much closer than that. The Orioles got 2 in the 8th and then broke it open in a big-time way against the bottom end of the Red Sox bullpen with 4 in the 9th, and it adds up once again to an 11-2 final. 11 runs on 14 hits tonight for the American League leading Baltimore Orioles, and boy, did they look at it. Cooper Boardman here with you. We'll have Red Sox review coming up in a moment. 617-7797-93.7. You know, you kind of walk through the story of this ball game. Tanner Houck, and will be long forgotten because of the 9-run difference between these two teams by the end. You know, Tanner Houck was very solid tonight. 5 innings, gave up a run through the first 5. We got to the 6th inning, and we've talked so much about it, and guys talk so much about this, and it has kind of been the conversation all year long, is the 3rd time through for Tanner Houck. He's just such a dominant reliever, moved the starting rotation, tried to figure it out. He has very good stuff, but he got to the 6th inning tonight, and it really is extraordinary how snap your fingers different it is when he begins that 3rd time through. He walked Anthony Santander. Ryan O'Hearn came up. He had already homered. He singled. And then after a strikeout, Cedric Mullins' 2-run double. Austin Hayes' RBI single. And the night was over. 1 out into the 5th inning for Tanner Houck here tonight. His final line ends up looking, again, worse than he pitched over the course of the night. 5 1/3, 8 hits, 5 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He had all 5 strikeouts that Red Sox pitchers did tonight, which reminds us that the Arbel Insurance Foundation is dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Red Sox pitchers in total with 5 strikeouts. Another $250 to the Jimmy Fund to help strike out cancer. Arbella is here for the Jimmy Fund and here for good. Red Sox went to Joe Jakes next. He didn't quite have the command that we're used to seeing from him. It's now a couple straight outings where that has been the case. He hit a man, he walked a man, gave up a sac fly to Adley Rutschman. That was the 5th and final earned run allowed by Tanner Houck. John Schreiber followed. He gave up a run. Brendan Bernardino followed. He gave up a run before Baltimore rallied for 4 and 3 earned, or all 4 earned, that is, against Brandon Walter in the 9th inning. Offensively for the Red Sox, they went down 1-0. They were held scoreless by Kyle Bradish, who, by the way, earns the win, as Will told you, his 11th of the season. Bradish, who has pitched to a 3.03 ERA entering the night, just continues to be in that neighborhood. He was outstanding once again. It was the look of a guy that feels like every 5 days can shut you down for the majority of the night. He did until the 6th inning when the Red Sox played it a couple of runs. At that point, made it a 3-run ball game. The doubles by Alex Verdugo and Justin Turner, both of them in the 6th inning, the latter of which drove home a run. Part of our Doubles for Diabetes, so the 2 doubles, $100, $50 per double to the Association, brought to you in part by the Massachusetts Health Connector, the place to go if you need health insurance. Go to mahealthconnector.org to stay in the game and get covered. We'll donate $50 for every double by the Red Sox, so the season tally with those couple of doubles up to $7,750 for the Red Sox. And it was those 2 runs in that 6th inning, the 3rd time through the order against the Orioles starter Kyle Bradish, and that was it. 4 hits, just another night devoid of offense, devoid of life. You look at the last few days for the Red Sox. You're talking about now 4 straight games, as Will told you, where they have combined the Red Sox offense for 60 strikeouts. 13 tonight, 17 in the finale against Tampa. The night before 14, the night before that 16. And they have faced, to be fair, higher-end pitching. Tyler Glasnow certainly showed that the other night. Aaron Savali showed it as well 4 days ago. And Kyle Bradish here tonight, but they've just not put the ball in play. They were the way they were early in the year, and obviously the results have showed. Sox have now dropped 8 of their last 11. Give you the wild card news when we come back. Get you a look at tomorrow. Get you set up for the weekend, and then we'll have Red Sox review 617-7797-93.7. We will commiserate together when we come back on the Nissan postgame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Hello, everyone. This is your Delta Airlines flight attendant speaking. On behalf of your Delta crew, we're excited to announce we're growing our flight attendant team.
You can learn more about our world of opportunities at our flight attendant info session right here in Providence on September 14th and 15th. If you love to travel, meet new people, help others, and are seeking an office view of the world, a career at Delta may be right for you. To learn more, visit us at delta.com/flywithus. That's delta.com/flywithus. It's your time to climb with Delta.
Inventory levels are back at Rhode Island's only Mazda President's Award-winning dealer, Flood Mazda. Why visit Flood Mazda? We're a dealer rater, consumer satisfaction, and Dealer of the Year award winner, with amazing service perks like a complimentary loaner vehicle when we pick up and deliver yours, to super competitive pricing on all new Mazdas and pre-owned cars. Flood Mazda.
Come experience the Flood way.
Tops the competition.
Football is back, and so is Cash the Ticket. Jim Costa with Mike Valeni every week this fall. That's picks, parlays, and that's sweet, sweet value on all the NFL and college football matchups.
This is the most on-demand podcast of on-demand podcasts. Here's what I mean, and this is something we believe in. If you want to cry and moan, oh, my timeline, it's flooded, grow up. Okay, first world problems. Every game is going to be broken down. Why? Let me tell you as a podcast listener. I don't want to sit through 17 random games. This isn't a hostage situation. Your time is valuable. You want to hear about Miami versus Duke, but you don't want to sit through Boston College v. Tech. Great. Hey, I got an app for that. Scroll the timeline. We're giving you what you want, when you want it, and very distilled fashion.
We're catered to you and the teams you love. That's Cash the Ticket. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This receiver trio is scary, and it does start with Scary Terry himself there. He's good, man, and I it's just, can we get normal quarterback play for this guy for once in his career? Because you're right. I mean, no shade to ODU's finest Taylor Heineke, but he was literally a backup quarterback in the XFL, and he's probably the best player that Washington has rolled out at quarterback in Terry's career.
Subscribe to Reception Perception, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See web.